Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the latest edition of Lowdown Entertainment. I'm your host, Joe Adams, along with a very special guest this evening, Mr. Logan Watt. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
How are you tonight, sir?
All right, how are you?
I'm doing good. You do anything fun last weekend?
Yeah, we raced last weekend, that's for sure.
Oh, that's cool. You usually do that on weekends. That's cool.
Yeah, every Saturday.
Also joining us is my partner in crime, that fella over there, Mr. Bear Slosher. How are you doing this evening, Bear?
Good, man. Good. We're back. How are you?
We are back. We were on hiatus last week because you were on vacation.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's what they say. Don Allen's in the house. Don, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, we have to start the show off on a somber note. I hate doing that, but it's a thing. We want to send our sincerest condolences to the friends and family of EMPA member Rick Neff, who lost his life last week, and to the Bowman Gray Stadium racer, Mr. Robbie Brewer, who passed away tragically at the Speedway. I do not think it's my understanding that it was not an accident-related tragedy. I think there were some other things going on there. So our deepest condolences to all their friends and family and all that stuff going on there. So
Every week
we have it. It's kind of like an epidemic at this point.
and some well wishes.
Yeah, the IR list was getting really big. We had 15 people on the
last
injury
week
reserve
was
league?
nuts. Now we got Ernie Saxton.
Yeah.
Not
Yes.
feeling so good.
Thoughts and prayers to Ernie Saxon. Keep the Hall of Famer in your thoughts and prayers, please. Tara Rossell says, congratulations, Logan.
Yeah,
well
thank you,
deserved,
Tara.
kid.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So you did a thing last weekend.
Yeah.
Just a little thing.
Yeah.
Forrest Roger Memorial was last weekend at Grandview Speedway. And you were uber fast all night. Your heat was, you were kind of locked down in the heat. Not gonna lie. I think you started, 8th?
Yeah, I started 8th in the heat and just kind of made my moves early so I could get out and
Smoked
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you just sailed. It was insane. So the car felt good for you pretty much all night, huh?
Yeah, I went there with a completely different setup than what I've been running past Saturdays, and I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work, and it ended up working out.
Yeah, good for you. Now, do you run the same car on a Friday at Big Diamond as you do on Saturday at Grandview?
Well, I used to, and then I started running the 102. I started running for Fitzpatrick, so it made our weekend a little bit easier.
Oh, so you can just concentrate on one car at your
Yeah.
shop and
Yeah.
get going there. Now, are you nervous going into a big race like that, or is it just another race with a bigger paycheck?
I get nervous.
Do you?
Especially, I'm like 7th in points, and so all the good guys in front of me, they all got in the handicap, so they all start behind me, so the pressure's on, right? I got to beat them to the front. So I do get a little bit nervous. It's a long race, and I know I can pace myself as a driver. So, it's just, I just had to be patient, and yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of long races, you guys literally, it was very impressive. You guys literally clicked off 30 laps in a row, nonstop, until the first incident. What was the first incident? I don't even remember. Do you? I don't remember what the first caution was for.
Pouch had a flat or something.
Is that what it was? Something
Yeah.
simple. It wasn't a crash, or there was no jingles or anything like
Yeah, I
that.
think Billy had a flat.
Yeah,
Because then I restarted 4th then.
yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
I got a question quick.
Hit me.
Why do you go with a new setup? Was the old one not working, or you just had ideas?
I had ideas that I kind of thought would work, but I wanted to put it to the test.
Kind of worked.
Yeah, it definitely worked. Yeah.
That's
No.
awesome.
Not too shabby.
You setting up your own stuff?
Yeah.
That's
I pretty
very
much,
cool.
my dad does his own thing, and I listen to him do his crazy, I watch him do his crazy ideas, and I kind of just try to change one thing at a time just to see what the car,
Yeah,
how it reacts and everything like
absolutely.
that. So, now I'm testing for the Sixers, so now I got to start preparing.
Very nice.
Well, it's we've heard this Logan Watt name for the past 3 or 4 years now, and for those of you tuning in that are not familiar with Mr. Watt right here, you are only 16 years old, and you just turned 16 in December?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have a permit?
Yeah, I have my license now.
You have your license
my
now.
6
so
months is up. Yeah.
You're legit now.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. I mean, at 16 years, what were you doing at 16, bro?
Not that.
Not that. No.
No, 16. I was still traveling with Ronnie and the USAC tour all over the country.
Yeah, but you weren't stacking 10.
No,
10 big.
no. No, it wasn't.
No, it's what an incredible night you guys had, and there was a little bit of a jingle there with the leader in second place car when you were sitting in third. I think that was with about 7 to go, and then how how greatly did that increase your confidence level right there when you got back up on point then with like 7 or 8 to go?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I was shocked, I was, because I don't think I would have had anything for them too. And
is that right?
Yeah, I think I was just settled in for third. I was like, all right, first year running this race, 50 laps, I was settled in for third. I was happy,
Right.
So I was like, we had a good notebook for, now we have a good notebook for, the 76er, which is, 76 laps, obviously. So I was like, well, that's good. I created a notebook and I got a good finish. So now we just got to build off of it. But then that happened and I was like, oh, I got a chance of winning this.
Yeah, it was a win-win-win all the way up to that point, and then obviously the big win. And I got to say this, man, you guys had the biggest entourage ever. I think half the grandstands emptied out and was down in Victory Lane.
Yeah,
there's like 11 million people down there.
Yeah, I heard they had to stop people from going on the racetrack.
Oh, I can believe that
because there's so many people, and and we had like a limited amount of time because the Sportsman feature was coming out next, and they had to do track prep for them yet, so they kind of wanted to hurry up with Victory Lane.
Right. Colin Cox is hammering on you a little bit right away. This kid must think he's cool with his fresh haircut.
Yeah, well.
So we have to give a huge shout. What do you think about Colin Cox? Colin Cox, honestly, has been passing more cars than anybody, anywhere,
Jeff,
this entire season.
Tyler, the creator, said last night he's going to get Alum on the passing master car count.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got to be 200.
It's got to be.
He passes 20 a night.
Because every week. Now, do you get a chance to see the Sportsman guys run?
Oh, yeah. I try to watch Colin. Yeah, I help. Colin and I are like teammates, so we help each other out. We
that's so cool.
Off each other. So, yeah, that's why he's hammering me on here right now.
Go see, it's a buddy when they start hammering you. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Mom wants to look into the camera, but Mom doesn't want to get on this side of the camera. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, now I'm getting hand gestures. Oh,
love you, mean
that it. Is sign language for love you, mean it.
Yeah.
Really do.
There is Tyler.
There he is, Tyler. Appreciate you tuning in.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Look at that question.
I'm going to say that right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk about that.
I'm going to talk about it because that's the kind of person that I am. By the way, Tyler wants to know, when is Logan's sprint car debut going to be happening?
Well,
silence.
I don't know. Maybe soon. We'll never know.
Well, I got
another hand
I see
gesture.
steam. Yeah, we're talking in sign language here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have aspirations of getting out of a modified and going into something different? Are you just content right now and concentrating on what you need to do now?
I mean, I'm pretty content where I'm at right now. I'm just trying to be myself right now. I'm still young yet, so I want to be around with friends and all that stuff. And it's. And like maybe in the future I might want to run a late model or something like that. It's just wherever the ball lies, whatever happens.
Well, you come up with a really good core group of people through quarter midget ranks, and obviously, that's probably where you met Colin and got to know him and everything. How important is that friendship group that you have? Because back in the day, like when your father started, there were no friend groups, man. It was just like you're kind of on your own. There were people that helped you out a little bit, but now you guys seem to be a really tight-knit group, which is really pretty cool.
Yeah, I was with Colin, throughout my quarter midget career, and a couple of 600 kids, Cole Gerber, Dylan Contra. I grew up racing with them too, and they kind of went the other route, but I still go and see them, so it's cool, to see us, us younger kids be successful, and and you're like a small portion of it. So
what do you think that is that you guys all became just buddies? Because like I said, we did not. How about Ryan? We said Ryan's obviously off air right now, but we're probably going to be getting him on a little bit later. But it was not like that for us at all, man. It was just like everybody kind of did their own thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we raced. Colin and I and Dylan and Cole, we all raced at Phoenixville on a Wednesday night. You know, and we had this little friend group, like age group, where, we moved up through juniors and seniors and heavies and all that. We moved all through that. And, and yeah.
Mike Esterly said your quarter midget graduation class was absolutely stacked.
Yeah. And realistically, at the age that you are, could you still be running a quarter midget if you were not doing what you're doing right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that ridiculous? He could still be in a... Yeah, he can.
No, he can't.
He got some ups on him.
You're the only one sitting on top of it.
Yeah. That is pretty wild.
But no, it's true. Some of them kids drive themselves at a track and then run quarter midgets. It's crazy.
That is crazy to think that you could still be in a quarter midget.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, like Esterly just said, I was with Colin and I was with Gavin Krupp and Contra and Fugelo and, James Freese, who runs the 600. And, obviously Cole Gerber, so.
Right. Yeah, that's a good crop of kids right there. Young men, I should say.
Tyler's got some stuff here.
Which Tyler
says, please let Leslie know that I think very highly of her son, and his maturity level is way beyond his age, and I'm super impressed with someone his age.
Thank you.
That's
Tyler Koenig.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
Yeah, thank you.
Very true statement. Thank God you take after your father.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah.
Dang.
More love letters. Did you miss that, Bear? I was getting more
I
love
missed
letters
it.
from Leslie. If you thought for 1 second that this was seriously mean it, you thought for 1 second this wasn't going to happen. Yeah, we're opening up the chat too. So if any of you guys that want to hop on here, and if you have any questions or if you just want to say congratulations, say hi to Logan. Or do you have a girlfriend? We're not going to talk about that. I need to know if he's available or not available because we need to back some people
No,
off.
we're not available.
He's not available.
Not
So
available.
we don't need any of those questions, anything like that. So we're just going to talk racing. So that's it.
Have you run the Sixer before?
Yeah. So my first year I came to the 38er. I practiced for the Sixer, and I ended up getting second in the 38er, and I practiced the modified the same night. And then, the next day I picked I picked fifth or something like that, and I was in the first heat, so I was on the bottom, which was nice. And I ended up qualifying my first Sixer, and then I ran all 76 laps, and my dad ended up rolling it in that one. But
Oof. No, we ain't talking about that.
yeah, but then the second Sixer I didn't qualify, and I just had a really off night. And then obviously I think last year I made the Sixer again, and then going for the fourth one.
Just to make that show, going into that whole ordeal, like you have to have a good draw, and just to make that show is a huge feat. Now you're actually locked in for it this year because you won the Forest Sergeant's Memorial, correct?
Yeah, I'm in that and the Cash Dash.
How
too,
freaking cool is that?
Yeah, that's something me and Joey were talking about the other day. How does that work? Like, where do you know where you start, or are you, since you won that and you're in the dash, are you in like the top 6 or 10, or you have no idea?
I don't know how they do that with the redraw. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Oh,
if they
does
do
everyone redraw?
Yeah.
Oh,
everybody that qualifies.
so as long as you qualified,
Yeah.
you could be on the pole, or you could be
You
24th.
could be 28th. Yeah,
Right.
that's just
Well, that's fair.
that race.
You're in the show,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
so that's half the battle.
Here's a great statement right here. This is from our old buddy, the Dreamweaver. Good evening, guys. Logan Watt is the future of modified racing. Ryan and Leslie are doing a great job of parroting. So there's hats off to you guys. Mike Essley says, thinking about college. So, and we just talked about this before we went on the air, so I'm going to let you handle that.
No, it's Esterly's thinking about it.
Essley, yeah, maybe he should go back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously going to tech for machining right now.
Mhm.
I do have the opportunity to get in a job right out of tech, sign,
Right.
because they're kind of intertwined with my dad's work. So
Right.
I can go there if I wanted to right out of tech, which I probably will end up doing.
Yeah.
But college is always another route that I could take.
Mhm.
And, like I said, we'll just see where it all goes.
Oh, but see, you have options, which is really cool.
It's very
Which is
good.
really cool. Tara Rochelle says, how cool is it that you get to race against your dad, and how competitive are you both with each other?
Well, there's definitely a lot of smack talk in the shop, that's for sure.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You guys
Between the two of us.
do you fight over meatloaf like at the dinner table and
No,
stuff too,
no,
or
no,
is it
no.
stays at
No,
the shop?
It stays at the shop.
Okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Because he does need meatloaf for the next day at work, so I got to save him some.
Oh, you have to get
Yeah.
You
I got to save him some.
got
for
to
the next
appease
day.
him a little bit.
Yeah. No, it just stays in the shop. But I mean, it's pretty cool. Not a lot of guys say they can race with their dad. I mean,
Oh, it's
obviously,
awesome.
Billy Pouch and Billy Senior, they did it. And
Right.
it just racing against my dad, run side by side with him, and
Yeah.
it does get really competitive. Obviously,
sure.
Dwayne's there and
Mhm.
and Cresley, and then we're all battling, and there's my dad and I.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
Well, see, you've had the luxury, since your dad's a very popular racer and has fantastic accolades himself, and you've basically just been born into this deal. You've been going into the your family shop and working on cars basically since you were able to stand upright, maybe even before. And so now you knew the Dwayne Howards and the Jeff Strunks and the Craig Von Dorns just from being around. So nobody had to really be introduced to you. You just kind of rolled in with your own program, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I was just super fortunate enough to kind of get, kind of build something off of my dad's, and
Right.
start racing.
Right. Now, you're still in high school, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you play any sports?
No.
No
I do not.
stick and ball sports. Never
No.
really got into that at
No,
all.
I always said, if racing doesn't go my way, I'm gonna go play hockey. Like, that's just like, I love hockey. I watch it. Yeah. So.
Joe's also an avid hockey fan.
Oh God, I absolutely positively hate ice hockey.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
He's the only
I
person in America.
I just absolutely hate it. Like
weird.
I like baseball. Like
You probably
I'm
like
a basketball
soccer,
guy.
right? You like
I
soccer?
do not like soccer. That's just a whole lot of running for nothing.
Yeah.
He's a golfer.
I do not like golfing either.
Golf is fun. You got to play once.
Yeah, I did once. It was atrocious.
Miniature.
I
Yeah, but you
have-
don't have to be good at it to like it.
Oh, I wasn't good at it. I still didn't like it.
Yeah, but if you go with the right group of people, then you still.
I
go.
went with a group of people, and I got to tell you, it did not end well for me.
Oh yeah.
There's a story there that I really cannot talk about on air. So
Still
Yeah,
under
usually
investigation.
when I go with the Fitzpatricks a lot. I
Okay.
just started golfing, so I go with Kevin and Taylor and
Nice.
his girlfriend Chloe.
nice.
So usually we try to crash the golf carts.
Yeah, that's
But-
use
but yeah.
them up when you
yeah,
can.
yeah.
Apparently, Mom didn't know that part, so we'll edit that part out.
Yeah. Click this button.
Oh my God, unreal. So you have before we got started here, there was mention of a 9-day stretch coming up here. Please elaborate what you have going on there.
Well, obviously tomorrow I'm going to get a big diamond with the 102 gang.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to win a 10 grand there. And then Saturday we go to Grandview, and then Sunday we leave for Weedsport for that whole Summerfest deal. So we go to Weedsport, Brewerton, Land of Legends, and then Fulton. So 4 days in a row there, and then
Yeah.
we come home. And then we race New Egypt Short Track Super Series. And then we race Big Diamond Friday, Grandview Saturday, and then off Sunday, Monday, and then race Tuesday at Georgetown. And then I start school that Monday.
Wow.
Well, for 4 days straight, you won't have to wash the car.
Yeah. Yeah, but then I have like 8 to wash when I get back.
Yes. Now, do you like traveling to different venues and tracks?
Yeah.
Do you feel that it hones your skill a little bit better instead of being locked down into one place all the time?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely meet different people along the way. I met a lot of great people up in New York that have guided me the right way. So that's kind of why I love going to New York. You talk to different people, and you get to introduce yourself and make yourself a name up there.
Right. And you've had tremendous success down in Delaware as well. You've done super well down there. And these different track surfaces. Now, do you take? You talked about your notebook. Everybody has a notebook that's been around racing for a while. Do you work off of Dad's notebook, or are you starting to get your own? Were they baselines for you, or are you starting to get your own notebook per se to build off of?
I mean, a mix of both. My dad has his notebook because he rolls with a little bit different setup than I do.
Right.
I kind of have my own notebook, and obviously, we went to New York a couple of times, with me, and we build a notebook up there. But sometimes you can bring some of that information that you gathered up there and bring it down here, and that's what I felt like made us successful at Grandview, is because the track got slicker.
It got really hard and black.
Yeah, and
Saturday.
that's when we took some of the notes from New York and brought it down here, and that's why I feel like we had a tiny bit of an advantage there.
Yeah.
About every track up there is the same.
Yeah.
Hard, black, slick.
Yeah, very much so. Daniel Hatter, thanks for tuning in. Come to the dog pound and play cornhole. Up to $115 to start. We need to get involved
What are
in
you doing
cornhole.
tomorrow?
Apparently, we're going to go play cornhole.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got some questions here.
Yeah. Esterly wants to know if you want to go to Charlotte. Is that a possibility?
Charlotte's a possibility.
Nice.
So
you can run the
we're-
late model, the
Yeah.
modified, and the sprint car.
Yeah,
do
all
all
one
three.
shot.
Right
yeah,
up.
let's
Yeah.
just knock them all out at one.
Yeah.
That would be
I'd
so cool.
Shot at the end of that. Charlotte is definitely a possibility. That's definitely on our radar for the end of the year.
Nice.
So yeah.
What a facility that is, man.
Yeah, my dad ran there a couple years ago, and I was tiny, so I don't really remember much.
Yeah.
But I just remember going there.
It is
seeing a couple
really,
people.
really nice. Rose Unger says, Logan, are you thinking about running Oswego?
There were talks about it, but with us going to Charlotte, and our crew has work and I have school, so I'm going to save up my days and go to Charlotte.
You're getting to this point here now where time is a little bit of a factor because of the school schedule and everything else going on. Your mother's very animated right now about something. Is everything good? Should we just
I think she's into to
close
get
up?
on.
I think she wants to come on the show.
Is that what it was?
I asked today, I said, is Logan running Oswego because I didn't have that on my card to have vacation. And he said, I don't know, it depends how this week goes.
Maybe they didn't want you to
so
come
maybe
with.
there's there's talks of hold on.
Well, good, I'm not going because my girlfriend and I, we want to go to Disney that weekend because he won't be home. We're going to Disney.
I guess we're racing then.
Mom
All right.
wants to go to Disney. You go to Disney, and the boys are going to go play. This is going to work out.
Yeah.
This is going to work out. Wow. Sandy, thanks for tuning in. Good evening, gentlemen. God, we're getting called gentlemen even now, too. Thanks for coming on because we don't usually get called nice names. How's it feel running with the big guys? And where did you start your racing career?
So I started my racing career down at Phoenixville, the quarter midgets, obviously. And then I kind of I moved around. I traveled to Blue Mountain on a Friday night, Keystone, we're up in Schnecksville here. And, I traveled around with the quarter midget a little bit, and then, and that's kind of how I started my racing career. And then, it's definitely different racing with the big guys. You line up, you start mid-pack, and you could just feel the tension between everybody, and it's like it's getting real. It's gonna get real, right? And then as soon as the green flag drops, your nerves just kind of go away, and you're racing. You're doing your own thing. So,
right. Here's another one from Kevin McCann. Sprint car racing? ? So
Brian Whitman.
Hot topic here.
It is a hot
topic.
Yeah, Whippy says Logan Watt mic drop was priceless years ago. I rember that. It was just Logan Watt out and just boom, there it was. That was how old were you when that you were very young.
I was young, maybe what was I, 5 at the time, maybe 4 or 5.
Just had it going on even then. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was really young.
Yeah, well, you're still pretty young, so you had to be really, really, really young.
Yeah.
So
Whip, the clam bake's coming up, buddy.
Yeah, that's a true story, Whip. Hang tight. Appreciate you tuning in, brother. Hope you're doing well. Daniel Hatter. Again, it's cornhole through totally different game. You throw empty beer cans into boxes, $5 enter. Logan isn't old enough to play yet. So I guess we're going to have to take his place, Bear.
Yeah, I actually went to Diamond last week.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it might have been the first time all year we were both at tracks. Separate tracks.
Yeah. I liked it better that way.
Same.
The less I'm around you, the better. Yeah. It seems to go well. Yeah, because I had so many people at Grandview who were like, hey, how was Diamond last night? I said, I don't know. Wasn't there.
Well, 3 hours and 7 minutes, green and checkered.
That's impressive.
It's pretty legit.
That is legit.
School won't get in the way once you get the hang of AI, says Taylor Troxel.
Hey, true story. That's coming.
Yeah.
Logan, what is the most challenging track that you feel you have to race on?
Wow, that's a tough one. Wow.
I told you I wasn't going to make this easy for you.
Nah, that's a real thinker there.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what. I'll even let you stew on that for a hot minute, and we can come back and address that again.
Yeah, definitely. We can.
What's your favorite track to run on?
Port Royal.
There you have it. See, that was very easy.
Port
easy
Royal.
Peasy. What an awesome facility that is as well.
Yeah, I always love the bigger tracks, you know, and I wish I still had the Bridgeport 5/8s. I could, go there and experience that one time. My dad was obviously really successful there, and I just feel like I'd love that track. So.
Right. Now, the speed doesn't bother you?
No.
Not at all?
Not at all.
That was quick.
Yeah.
That was really quick. So it shouldn't make too much of a difference in a sprint car.
Right. Wingless, winged. It doesn't make much
the wing does all the work.
The wing just locks you down, man.
It's like
just
a
get
big
on that
pillow
left
on the
rear.
top, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it takes it absorbs all the energy and inertia. Yeah, it's the only way to go. It really is. So, you had mentioned earlier about possibly a late model. Have you been around a lot of late model racing? Have you taken that in? Those cars are extremely complicated, by the way.
Yeah, that's kind of what I like about them, though.
Yeah,
like I like the
lot of
the technology and geometry behind it. You know, I'm really into that, and I don't know. I haven't really. I've seen a couple of races. I do watch the Lucas Oil Series on Flow and all that stuff. I do watch that, but I just never really been to enough races to talk to people or anything like that. So yeah, it's
so technical now. There's fifth coils and sixth coils, and you got to worry about bump steer, and it's getting to be almost like a chess game with these cars. And their aero packages on some of these cars are really funky because they're really they were really getting the bodies twisted up.
Yeah, they're not straight.
No, they're and obviously when they go through the corner, they're just they're sucking that left rear in and just really doing some funky stuff. Is that where the whole idea for the left side pan hard bar came from?
A lot of it came from
the late model. Yeah, it just kind of transferred over just a little bit of it's still all geometry. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Was that all your fault? No, I thought you had. I knew you had a little part of that. Somebody's got to blame you.
Do you notice the difference and or prefer either one with the change with the left side?
I mean, other drivers might say that there's a difference. You know what I mean? I honestly, the cars still hike up. They still roll over. They race the same. You know what I mean? And I mean, yeah, you don't have, you know, at Grandview, you used to be able to roll, you know, you can roll the bottom and make a little bit of a mistake, and that left side would kind of catch you in the slick a little bit. But, you know, now you got to be real, you know, left side tires in the brown, and you got to be real slow through the corners. But, you know, it still races the same. There's still a top, there's still a bottom, and you can drag race off the corners. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really find a difference.
See, you know, that is an awesome answer because there was so much controversy over this whole left side, right side thing, and everybody started on the right side, and then the left sides came, and then it was just all.
If anything, at the beginning of the year, we're like, last couple weeks ago, I almost set like a track record at Grandview. I was like 1,000th off or something.
Really?
Yeah, but like, if anything, we're faster on the right side now. You know, Big Diamond, we were setting lap times like no other at the beginning of the year when the track was real heavy, and we were like hammered down because the car's so much easier. It could turn in.
It's just locked. It's just locked down.
Yeah. Well, I don't get to many modified races on the dirt, and Friday night I was hearing people through the pits just bitching about it, and 8 turns better than 4, and they just crash you out of the way and use you up.
Yeah.
What the hell?
There's no bitching in racing.
Ugh.
Where were you at?
Man, they were using each other up to make turns, that's for sure.
Ken Bruce is in the house. Ken, thanks for tuning in. Great show, guys. Proud to be a very small part of Logan and Ryan's success. So congratulations to both of you from Ken. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
As I mentioned before, we do have a lot of people tuned in right now. Please do not be bashful like Leslie, and chime in on the live chat if you have any kind of questions for Bear, myself, and obviously for Logan. Hop on in there. Gordy Ross is in the house.
Don't give all your secrets.
He said, "Don't give all your secrets." Casey Boucher's in the house. What's up? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Yeah.
It's my understanding that after a very long tenure at Big Diamond Speedway,
what did
Casey,
he say, 7 or 9 years?
I think it was 9.
9 years.
So, you know, Casey and his wife busted their butts up there for a long time, and they're going to be doing some other stuff. Hopefully, he stays within the area and is helping at a racetrack. So,
hopefully, he comes on the show and takes my spot.
He's taking mine. Natasha Henn, congrats, Logan. Kenzie Krupp, what's up, Logan?
Yeah.
Gavin Whitley. But we're seeing some new names in here.
Yeah,
so this is cool.
great.
Like, your milkshake brought all the boys to the yard, for real.
Yeah.
When will I see Logan at Georgetown again? My camera is missing him.
Next week. Right?
Next week. Well,
yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yep.
Casey confirmed 9 years. 9 long years. Well,
that's a good
we
run.
Appreciate your service. That is a good run. Yeah. Yeah, when you're on the inside of the business of racing, you know, which is the racing. A lot of people don't understand this. That racing has very racing
is the dumbest thing you can do.
It could be. Racing has very little to do with cars actually going in a circle. There's so many moving parts and pieces, and people like Casey and everybody else, tower workers, announcers, officials.
Takes a freaking village.
It does, you know, just
sure.
from the guy, you know, ripping around lap after lap after lap with the grader or a water truck or whatever. I mean, it's just these guys never get enough credit, and that's why sometimes we like to get guys like that on just to talk to them. Had a really cool interview with a guy up at Snydersville about 3 or 4 weeks ago. He was just running the track in. I said, "Mind if I ride along?" He goes, "Come on in." And I said, "Mind if I turn the camera on and start talking to you?" He goes, "Nope, love that stuff." So I had a nice little interview with him. That's actually posted on Facebook, and he loved it because it's like nobody cares what we do, you know. So
yeah, but if track prep sucks, they care.
Yeah, they're the first ones to get yelled at.
Blame them, right? Exactly.
So here's another loaded question for you. We still have to get back to what is your most difficult track. So I'm going to let you stew on that for as long as you can. And now, I was reading your lips, and I forgot what I was saying.
How many crew members you got on that 102 team?
4,600. Oh, the 102 team.
Man,
okay,
they got 3 cars, and what an orchestra!
Yeah, I mean, it's a combine of their crew guys and my crew guys. You know, I'm going to say they have a pretty good crew there. They have at least good, 5 or 6 good guys, and then on top of our couple guys, like Doug, Vince, Matt, they all come to the races on the Friday night and they help out. So
it's like everybody had a job. It was very organized when I stopped by.
Yeah,
chatting with Mom for a little bit.
Yep. That's usually how it is on a Saturday night too with our guys. You know, everybody has a job.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
That's how you win, right?
Yeah.
You guys have always had the fortune. Like I've as time has gone on, it gets harder and harder for guys to have good crew guys. But you guys have always been fortunate. You guys are so blessed with having a good core group of people that have been with you guys for a very long time. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have some guys that come over and help wash on a Sunday, and sometimes they don't even go to the races, like the ones that travel around. Like,
wow,
those are
a couple
good friends
guys that
right
stay,
there.
they stay at the shop and work on the other cars while I'm out racing somewhere else. So we kind of kill two birds in one stone there.
That is awesome, bro.
That's why I'm able to do what I can because all the help and everything. It really, I'm allowed to do what I can do.
I'm going to hit chat here for a second. Chloe says he can kind of golf and win races, master of all trades.
Yeah, kind of golf.
Bill Esterly said, Bill, appreciate you tuning in. Grandview's next star driver. He is here. That is for sure. And Jonathan Marion says, doing great, Logan. Keep it up. Hashtag spark plug. I don't know what that means.
That's like my nickname. Jeff Allen gave me that nickname when I first started. And it's just kinda
like
stuck.
spark plug. I didn't know
because my
that.
dad's the electric company, so they were like trying to like get something in between. You know? So
I had no idea. That was new to me.
Is that a T-shirt? Sounds like a T-shirt.
It should be a T-shirt.
Power Surge.
We just got done. We just had another order of shirts, and like they're almost gone already.
That's not a bad thing.
So cool.
They're
And
almost
merch
gone.
sales
So cool.
are tough and pain in the butt.
My mom's been real busy with that. So
Good deal.
Yeah, she stopped by the campsite on Saturdays. I break pens every time I'm here. I swear to
That's
God.
why there's a supply.
That's
next
why there's
to him.
always tons of them here.
He's tough.
She's just dragging a tote up through there, and Leslie. I think he sold like 2 or 3 shirts there, just en route to selling shirts. So that's pretty
good.
dope.
Yep. It's fantastic.
It really does take a village of people to make this all happen. And you have a very good. The sponsors that you've had, your father and you, have really stuck with you guys pretty much throughout your entire careers as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like when my dad first started, Ronnie was a big part of it.
Yeah.
And then he brought in some sponsors. Then when I first started modified racing, I brought in some sponsors for both of us, like Stringers and CTC Construction and
how cool was that?
And everybody else, and Pioneer Pole Buildings for the both of us. And so yeah, I brought in some sponsors for my dad and I, and we were able to. That's why we're able to do what we can do.
Yeah. Speaking of sponsors and great people, I was absolutely floored and blown away by the kind words that Doug Miller had for you down at Victory Lane Saturday night. How awesome was that? That was just a really, really cool thing.
Yeah, they are a great family. They're a great group. They're always fun. And
first class.
He was my first ever sponsor too. He was my first ever sponsor on my first quarter midget. So he was
unbelievable.
So yeah, he's been along for the haul here. So
wow. And for him to just, for those of you that missed it, it's a shame because it was, they usually don't even talk to the second place guy to begin with. And Doug come over there and he was, I think he even said it. He said, if it wasn't me and it wasn't Cody, he was so happy it was you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, it's part of the family. You could hear it in his voice. It was awesome. And I got to tell you too, and I hope I don't make anybody uncomfortable here, but I swear to God, during your post-race interview, if I close my eyes, you sound exactly like your father on the microphone.
So many people say that.
Yeah. Holy smokes, it's unreal. The cadence, the inflections in the voice and everything sounds exactly like your dad. That's not a bad thing. He's a very good speaker.
Yeah. There's some times where my dad's phone rings, he's out pressure washing and whatever, and I'll answer the phone. They'll think it's my dad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this is Logan. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. What, they use the burner phone, Ryan? No. You didn't hear that.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Bill Larson says, great show as always, guys. Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Buddy Lydon says, the next great racer in dirt mods. He's well on his way. You have so much support.
Can't agree with that.
And I know I touched upon this when we were at the Red Robin event that you guys were so gracious to bring your cars up to last year, which we had a great time with that too. That was fun.
That's pretty neat.
That was a lot of fun. You'd think somebody that won 10 grand would have brought some like burgers or something up here because they had extra cash like stopped on the way, but no big
nothing.
No, we had a great time. I said to you, and I hate saying this, but it's just the way things go. Like, they love the underdog. You're the new kid on the block, and everybody wants you to win. And then you start winning, and then there's a point where they go, all right, he's won enough.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of that, or isn't it even going to bother you? But you have such a good support core that I don't think it's really going to.
Yeah, I mean, I have some really awesome fans.
You
know,
do.
I mean, you don't. Yeah, I mean, you don't realize it a lot. You know,
Yeah.
when you're at the track and whatever. But you know, sometimes I sit in the infield. I look in the stands and see all the shirts, and I'm like, that's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah, because I used to be one of them. I used to be in the stands.
Absolutely.
Watch my dad, and
Right.
even if my dad didn't race, I used to be in the stands. Rooting for Jeff Strunk and all that.
Right.
So
Right.
I mean, to see my shirts and out there and and all the fans and rooting me on, it definitely gives you something to. I don't know.
It's humbling. It
Yeah.
really is. And you are very humble, which is great. And please don't ever lose that. And I don't think your parents will ever let you lose that. So, which is a really good thing. But I can say this for certainty because I was in attendance on Saturday. Everybody, as far as I could see, from my left to in front of me to my right, was just standing on their feet and cheering for you when you crossed. It's actually just going into turn 3. Everybody started standing up and just click. Yes. Mom was getting emotional. And you should be, but it's really awesome. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the shirt, if you ever look at the shirt from the names of who won that race,
You're on the shirt,
I'm
bro.
on the shirt,
Dude. It's never going to go away.
It's
right
I'm
under
like on the
Bob's
name,
name.
and I thought about it the other day, like it all finally set in, like Sunday during wash, like it didn't really settle in.
Yeah.
And then it give you like 2 days, and it finally sets in.
Yeah.
You don't realize all the names, all the success they've had through the years. You know what I mean? And then you watch, and then you just, I don't know. It's such a cool event. And then it's one of the 3 crown jewels, I feel like, around here.
Absolutely.
It's the Forrest Rogers, the Cole Cracker, and then the Sixer. They're like the 3 crown jewels. And
That's right.
I'm early in my modified career, so I already won one of the races.
Yep.
And then I have a long way to go yet. So,
Exactly.
So, that I just have the other 2. And, like I said, we're going to take it, we're going to take it race by race, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. Once you knock those out, then we have the Tuscarora 50. We have...
Knoxville,
we have the Knoxville Nashvilles, the Dream.
Yeah.
We have all this stuff here.
Simple.
Yeah. Chili Bowl, that's coming up too.
Yep. You got nothing going in the winter, right?
Can I ask him about racing a 600 micro? How do you feel about 600 micros? Because me personally, I'm going to say this. I think 600 microsprint racing is one of the best products on the market right now.
Yeah.
It's just really, really...
There's
it's
lot
great
of
product.
talent in there.
There really is.
There is a lot of talent. Like, Briggs Danner, Christian Bruno, and Steven Snyder. You see where they all came from Quarter Midgets too.
Absolutely.
So you see how they've come a long way, and I helped a buddy out, Cole Gerber. I helped him out during the speed week, and I just, I watched, all these teams and all the money they have into these 600s.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
It is.
But it's also what you need to be successful.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean? And it's crazy the amount of success there is there.
I really love the 600 micros, and as I said, I think it's one of the best. It's the best products on the market right now. And did you ever sit in a 600?
I did. Yeah,
they
I sat
are
in a
funky,
couple
aren't they?
Yeah,
It'd be great if your legs bent that way instead of just that way. It would make a lot more sense. But it's tight in there. But it's really good stuff. Gordy Ross wants to know, so in 5 years, where do you see yourself?
I don't really know. I mean, it all depends on the opportunities that come up. Honestly, there's so many people out there that you never know who could just pick up the phone and text you.
It's very true.
So you just like I said, you just got to take it race by race, and whatever opportunity comes up, you just, you got to either take the opportunity or just keep rolling what you're doing.
Every day
keep being this same kid.
Yeah.
And opportunities will knock.
How do you separate the opportunities from stuff that's not opportunistic? Because there's people out there that will tell you that they have a boatload of money, they have a boatload of cars, and how do you research that? Because there are people that say that stuff, and it's not really legit. It does happen. It's unfortunate that it does. It's always like buyer beware. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, I mean, like the Fitzpatrick car. They are.
They're top
they got some stuff. Yeah, and I mean, obviously the beginning of the year we didn't really get going as good as we wanted to. And then now I'm going up every Friday. I'm helping them scale the car, prep the car, and get my own things, put together, and trying to. I'm determined to get that program going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Good for you.
And I like to see. a small team be successful, and I just love seeing that. So I want to be a part of it, and I'm, like I said, I'm happy.
Yeah, they're super, super nice people. Yeah, we had Mr. Fitzpatrick on our show a couple of years ago when we were down at the VFW. It was great to have, because we had him on with some of the Dog Pound members.
And you look good in that Jones Racing product suit.
He kept talking about this Jones Racing product
I said
suit,
to your mom,
man.
I said, damn, that's a nice suit. And she said, he's got to color coordinate his cars.
Yeah.
Everything's got to match.
Yeah, I have a pink suit for the Saturday car, and then obviously for the Friday night car, I wear the Jones Racing product suit, and yeah.
Clean. The whole operation's just clean.
It's very classy. Here we have some more. Jay Killigan says full time with Short Track Super Series and SDS with a laughy face there. Monty Poole says great young man. Natasha N says Adam's legs are straight in his chest. Really? Are you serious? How? Because the engine's right there. How does it?
It's a rear engine car.
Wow. And Jennifer says, congratulations, Logan. What a great young man with a great attitude.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is so cool. We love the chat. Keep the chat fired up.
Yeah.
Ladies and gents, keep the comments and the questions coming. Because the premise for this show was we
weren't going to interview Logan.
No, we weren't. We were just going to the show was going to be about nothing. We were just going to kind of just talk and see what's going on. And
Colin's nailing it.
Colin, ask him about the choice of shoe wear this past Saturday. Now I'm curious about this.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
So
Crocs.
Oh boy.
So Saturday, Saturday morning, I go out and I'm, it's 8:30 in the morning, and I get real, I'm kind of lazy. I don't want to put shoes on.
Right.
Right. So
sure. I
slip my $2 Walmart Crocs on, and out I go in the shop. Well, they're all beat up. They got holes in it, whatever. So, So Saturday, I roll in the pits, and I didn't. They're comfy too. Like,
oh,
they're
absolutely
insanely comfy.
Yes.
Like, you don't realize how comfy Crocs are, and they
they're
mold in your feet.
Yes. Yeah.
So you don't realize how comfy they are. So I'm wearing them, and I roll in the pits, and I go sign myself in and whatever. And I keep rolling, and I'm like, I walk out of them. I'm like, I got Crocs on today. And then I went up to Colin. I said, Colin, I got Crocs on. I said, I'm surprised I didn't get kicked out for that.
Right. And, it's an open-toed shoe, realistically.
Yeah, it is. And he's like, and then at the end of the night, he goes, it must have been the Crocs.
It's definitely the Crocs.
So now he was joking around with me. He was telling me how he's going to wear Crocs on Saturday and see if he wins now.
That is so cool. Do it. Dawn McKeon. Hello, Dawn. Love you. Miss you. Hope you're doing well. Please give my love to Dennis. When do we get to hear from Leslie? Love you, Leslie. It's written. Is that not written right there? It's written right there. Yeah.
She should really go on. I'm telling you.
She should.
Yeah. Somebody said earlier, just get her a headset.
Yeah. It's not that big of a deal. Look how your son is crushing it.
Colin, you're tuned in. How many cars have you passed this year?
A lot. He's passed a lot.
Seriously.
And yeah, he's really come a long way. He really has. Yeah. And I remember his first race at Del Mar. It didn't really go as planned or whatever. But he's come a long way.
Yeah.
He really has. And I didn't really know how his first year at Grandview would be. Everybody said the same thing about me too.
Sure.
My first year at Grandview, and he's doing the exact same thing I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
came out and won opening night at Diamond and Grandview.
Yeah. So he's like
Not
I said, he's really come a long way, and I love being a small part of that too, because I do his shocks and I do work with him a little bit. And sometimes when he travels to Georgetown, I like to tag along and help him out. Try to guide him. And
I think that is so cool.
Yeah. Like I said, like you just need a little friend group. You don't need a massive group. You don't want to I try
what
to
do you
keep
always
with
say,
my
Joey?
friends.
You're only as good as the people you associate yourself with. And that is the God's honest truth. What I like about it is you're not so self-absorbed about yourself and your own program that you're willing to step outside and help other people. And that, honest to God, like Bear and I talk about this kind of stuff all the time. That is huge. You are seriously a class act. That is so awesome.
Yeah, like I said, I try. Anybody that has any questions, I'm willing to work with them. That's no doubt.
Right.
And I mean, I'll guide you the right direction for sure. And it's just like I said with Colin and I, we've been back and forth at each other for a couple months now, just trying different stuff, trying to get the ball rolling. And I feel like Colin, he's been going really well, and his gang, they've been working hard, and I feel like our gang, and Travis Shonley, he come along with us this year. He was with me during quarter midgets, and
yes, he was. That's right.
He went and stayed in quarter midgets when I moved up, and then this year he really came around and took in everything that my dad and I were working on, and he took all that up, and now he's had thrown some crazy ideas out there, but we're working together, and that's how we can be successful. It's like a trial and error type thing.
It really is, and you have to keep trying new stuff all the time. Do you know the saturation point where you go, this is so wonky and so funky? Where you start to go backwards? Is that a hard discipline to, like, have you ever overstepped and go, man, this was really, really stupid? Somebody somewhere thought this was a great idea and it sucked.
So the week that I flipped at Grandview,
Mm-hmm.
I was frustrated. I was really, really mad,
Mhm.
you know, and because I'm like, if I could have been better, I wouldn't have been in that position. Right.
Right.
Just unfortunate position there. And, and then I was so mad. I was like, I'm going back to basics. You can do whatever you want, I'm going back to basics. And then I went out and won the next week. So
yeah, see, that works.
With a can setup, just a straight
baseline setup, what I started with the beginning of the year. And then, like I said, we've been trying different things for these, for the forest coming up, and then it just wasn't working. So I went back to baseline, and now we're building off a baseline now.
That is so cool.
Sometimes you got to reset,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You mentioned something there briefly about your mindset. How, and I've been pushing this for the past couple of years here on the show. I think when you have a positive mindset, positive things will always happen. Because if you go to the track thinking that you're beat, you're already beat. How important is a positive mindset to you?
It's important. It really is. I mean, mentally, it is there. I always like to scale my own car, because I like to know what I have going into that race. You know what I mean? I like to know everything I have, and knowing the fact that it might work, and what I need to change to make it work.
Mhm.
So you got to be on a positive mindset at all times at the races. You
Agreed.
don't realize how mental racing is until
no one
you're
talks
into it.
about it, and that's why I've been kind of hitting this a little bit, because everybody's like, oh my god, you need good tires, you need a good engine builder, you need a great chassis, you need a great shock program. You also need to have your head screwed on straight too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, you got to be, what did you say?
Wow. His dad said, especially when it's that big.
Yeah.
Bam. Man, Ryan throwing a zinger in from the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There goes
Holy
your meatloaf, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Well played.
Yeah.
Oh, we have some more things popping off in the chat.
Chat's
here.
going wild. This
Chat
is good.
this is
what we
good.
wanted.
Let's see here. I think I left off. There's Gordy. Apparently, Gordy was referring to the Crocs. He said they were dandy.
They were dandy.
So, Gordy's the best.
New style, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jake says when you and Colin run in the same class again, it's going to be some good battles. That's for sure. So, are you looking forward to actually racing this thing class with Colin again, like when he moves up to modifieds?
Yeah, I mean, we started racing, against each other in the crates, when I was getting out of it. We didn't really get to race a whole lot together, you know, but because he was just starting out and I was just at the peak, and so, I'm excited to get back racing with him.
Awesome. Tyler Koenig says, growing up, besides Dad, who did Logan cheer for?
Lots of people.
Yeah.
I obviously Doug Mandler. I rooted for him a
Sure.
lot. I always liked Strunky too. I always loved watching Strunky because he was one of the cleaner racers, back in the day, and he was so smooth coming through traffic.
Oh.
It was so incredible to watch, and even Saturday, he was really smooth coming through the field, and and it was crazy because I go back and watch it. He did the same move on me that I watched him do on Craig Von Dorn years and years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, how I remember watching that. Now I know how to play that. I know how to play that card now.
Right.
So, we'll see.
Yeah, because you're so young now. Things are going to start. They always say history repeats itself, and you're going to start seeing some patterns from guys that are going to become very familiar to you, and you're going to kind of know what to expect. Like first time it happens, like, oh shit, he just snookered me there. Maybe it looked stupid.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll feel like I was on jack stands. Now you can counteract the move and do whatever. So it's cool. Who else do we have here? Poppy Cornell in the house with Lowdown Entertainment. Thanks for tuning in, Pappy. We appreciate you.
Tony McGuire's got a good question.
Oh, he does. And it just passed me by there.
It
If
says,
you can snag it if you want. Just scroll
watching
up.
your race is impressive. I see you put your car anywhere you want and take the risks that most other guys won't. Do you feel it's because of the trust you have with your crew as well as yourself?
Wow, great question.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a trust thing for sure. You got to have the trust in your car to make those risky moves that I make on some Saturday nights, and going 3-4 wide there, and
so you have
so you got to have some trust, and you have to also have some trust in your crew guys too, which I have no second thoughts on my crew at all.
You don't got to go over to the lug
They
nuts.
are really good at what they do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good stuff. What else do we have here? We have some more stuff popping up. Travis Rubite says, one of the best young races at Big Diamond Speedway. Again, acclimates to you, man. Everybody's digging your bigness.
Yeah, thank you.
What is your opinion on what happened in front of you Saturday? We'll let that up to you, Jake. We'll let you be the judge of that. We don't like to give opinions on things like that. It was a racing deal. Nobody wanted it to go that way. I don't want to try to take the cop-out move on this here, but all parties involved are very dear friends of ours, and $10,000 is on the line, and stuff happens, and there's racing jingles. So check out the replay and form your own opinions on that. Monty Pohl was in the house.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Logan will attest, as racers, we try to get the car fine-tuned to the limit. When you cross the line setup-wise and you start to hurt yourself, you kind of talked about this.
Yep.
I recently went back to basics last week and ran well at Georgetown. That is a very real thing that Logan
Sometimes
just touched
you gotta
upon.
hit that reset button.
Yeah, you really do. You just full send too much.
Gordy.
Sometimes I think the same thing.
Inside the helmet.
Yeah.
How the hell
Gordy-
did I do that?
Gordy Ross just said, sometimes I stand there and say to myself, how the hell did he do that? Gordy
Yeah.
is the friggin' best.
Yeah.
We need to get Gordy on here sometime.
Yes.
Yeah, we really should. He's got some stuff going on. His dome works a little bit different than anybody
Look at
else.
this question.
Bump and run on Daddy. Oh, boy. Oh. Wow. Tyler. What's Tyler doing this year?
So-
Would you do the bump and run on Dad if you were running 1-2 last lap of the Sixer? Great question, Tyler.
Yep. Yeah.
And Dad, would you do the same?
Yeah, he probably would. I mean, I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
he said,
Okay, here's the story behind that. Here we go. Ready? So we were running, I don't know, 13th, 14th, something like that.
Still first and second.
Yeah, but we were running 13th and 14th at Big Diamond the one night, and it's real muddy out. You can't really see, and I go into turn 3, and I had to brake, going into the corner, and next thing you know, I'm going around. I'm like, what just happened there? So I come around, and I'm trying to think who's behind me and like what they said on the radio, and I'm like, it had to have been my dad. There's nobody else. It had to have been my dad.
God.
So
Dumped him.
So, we, so I come in the pits. I was like, is that you? He goes, yeah. He's like, I just took you right out. I'm like, okay.
At least he was honest.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
Oh,
what did I
Mom
do?
just said, what did you do to him? Oh,
I don't remember that.
No.
yeah. It's always good to have a short memory when
Yeah,
they
right.
question you.
Yeah.
No
It's
clue.
always
Yeah,
good.
I don't remember that. I don't know what happened.
Scott Kaufman and now Scott, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Logan is one of the smoothest drivers in the field at Grandview. Totally agree with that.
Yep. Thank you.
Totally agree. Jason Hamilton in the house. Good to see you, Jay. Logan
Yeah.
Watt, the next stud. Who didn't know that?
Yeah, we have a little inside joke about that.
Oh,
one,
I'm sure you do. With Jason has a lot of inside jokes with a lot of people.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
good dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of the ones that helps Colin out, too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he's very instrumental in his success. too.
Yeah, yeah.
Is Logan still racing at Bridgeport anymore? And how does he like racing with Jax Young, number 74? Did you ever get a chance to race with Jax too much? Because I know you
Yeah,
guys
I
are
run with
checking
him
for
on a
venues.
Friday night.
Oh, okay.
At Big Diamond.
Yeah.
He's another one of those up and coming racers.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yep.
he's doing really well. So, I like racing with him. I can run side by side with him. And
He freaking cracks me up.
he does.
he is
he's
so
got
funny.
He's got a sense of humor like
He
no
does.
other. He
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Jax.
He is a piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
Ken Bruce says, I talked to both Eddie and Jeff on Sunday for a story, and both drivers said it was a racing deal, and were very classy in discussing the incident,
There you go.
and there's no ill will between them. So that's cool. And
That's how it
it's my
should be.
understanding, because Jeff told me, Saturday, and I talked to him, they parked next to each other. And, he's like, obviously the kid did not want to do anything, it was just a racing deal, So that's the way it is. Yeah, very classy for both of those guys to do that. And honestly, as the race was unfolding, I thought it was going to be so cool. I was happy for for any one of you top three, and even Doug being in would have been the next position back, because it would have been amazing for Eddie to win that. It would have been a huge win for him. I would have been super happy for Jeff to win that race.
And no one would have got. I already had the deposit slip filled out.
So it would have been great for, and then obviously, with you being up front there, so it went really well.
Yeah, like I said, that whole race, we were fast enough to put ourselves in a position where if something didn't happen, we weren't going to win it racing wise, but we were fast enough to put ourselves in a position that if that that incident happened, we were going to be able to capitalize on it. And that was the biggest thing. So
right. Tyler says, one last question for Logan. You can have more, Tyler. We have time for you. How does it feel knowing that next year your name will appear on the back of the Forrest Rogers Memorial shirt as a winner alongside your dad?
It's definitely special.
That is actually he brings up a pretty good point, because it's going to be, Dad's still above you, realistically.
But that just makes you feel old, right?
Because you won last. You won, So
speaking of old,
that is so cool.
Gordy Ross says that his first aid kit on the 59 car has Jared Hall in it.
Where does this stuff even come from? Oh my God.
From Mr. Fuji.
Danny Buckafuska in the house. Asked Logan who his favorite person to race with a Big Diamond and the Sportsman was.
Definitely Danny.
Definitely Danny. We love Danny.
He was one of my favorites to race with. Brandon Edgar. I'm running with him in modifieds now.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorites to race with too. Jordan Henn, another one.
George's a great racer as well.
Yeah. So,
Danny, why are you not at Greenwood Valley Action Track practicing tonight? I'm curious. I didn't know if you were not going to be in the 86 this weekend. We talk about practice, man. We ain't even no race. This is practice. Let's see here. Yeah, Danny's a friend of the show. We've had Danny on here many times.
I walked through Edgar's pit there Friday night. He's got more guys on his car than a Formula One team.
Yeah, that is a good group of guys.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, they are a great group of people. They stop by every time they walk by, and they always, we always used to joke around, and we joke around and have some fun.
Great people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, as time marches on here with racing, and obviously one of the biggest things in any form of racing, I don't care if you're racing an RC car, if you're running a full-blown sprint car, you're running a modified or whatever, it is expensive.
Yeah.
And what has happened is it has taken the fun out of it for a lot of people. And what I like about you guys are still having fun. Whether you're winning or finishing last or whatever, the wrecks and the busted parts really suck. But everybody still has a good attitude and everything. And a lot of people are not like that, man. When shit goes sour, everything goes sour.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you have to, even if you have an off night, you just got to go back. Like, we had one night earlier in the year, we went to Canandaigua for the first time, Super Dare Car Series, and we were faster out of the gate. We were second quick overall in high laps. We were like, oh man, this is great, and then sprint cars went out there, and then all of a sudden we went out there. I made one little change. We went out there and we were terrible.
Just junk.
We were terrible.
Yeah.
And it's hard, for those races, it's hard because you don't time good. You start in the back of a heat. It's hard to come up front with, and that competitive up there.
Yeah.
It's that competitive, and it's just, those guys race up on those tracks all the time. We don't really get to it. So that's why we're traveling to these tracks trying to get information. And like I said, we had that one bad night. I mean, we didn't qualify. We were probably one of the only ones that didn't qualify. Wow. And, I went home with my tail between my legs, and my dad and I were up the next day, and we were looking at note sheets, what we did wrong, and what made it go south that quick.
Yeah.
And we found what was wrong. And like I said, we were able to build a notebook from, for all these other races coming around. Well, what not to do.
That is so
sometimes
cool.
You need those nights.
Yeah.
Honestly. You need the wins, but sometimes you need to.
They build character.
Yeah.
They do. Because if you, I know just from, not to change the subject here, like I've had undefeated seasons with basketball when I was coaching the girls, and I really wanted them to lose because you get this false sense of security, and you can get a little complacent and cocky, and a loss will definitely humble you. So it's good, you gotta have bad days because it makes you appreciate the good ones. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Jake Hilligan says, do you plan on giving Super Dirt Week a shot? We did speak upon this earlier, but if you just want to touch upon that again for anybody that may have missed that from earlier in the show.
Yeah, so I mean, I would love to give Super Dirt Week another try. But obviously, this year we do have Charlotte on the radar. So, with me, still being in school and my parents having work and all that stuff, and the crew guys having work, we just don't know if we're able to take those extra days off for that race.
Gotcha.
Just for this year. So maybe next year, maybe we'll do every other year. One year we'll do Charlotte, and one we'll do
Just
Super Dirt Week.
flip-flop.
So we'll just flip
Yep.
flop around.
Yep.
It all,
You
like I
keep
said, it
winning
all
those
depends.
big races. You don't have to worry about them
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Ed Daniel says, I remember 4 years ago you had my smoked chicken wings and you loved them.
Yeah. Listen, I might not remember that because I've had a lot of good wings in the past, but I'm sure I love them.
This is cool. Danny says, I will be there tomorrow, referring to Greenwood Valley Action Track. Randy Moss didn't stretch before games, and I don't need practice. So there you have it. Danny, we wish you all the best. Danny's going to be striving for a $15,000 payday at Greenwood Valley Action Track on Saturday. So $15,000 to win up there, and I think from 10th on back pays a whopping $650 to take the green. Not
a
two
bad
shabs.
purse.
See, 600 is where it's at, girly. Not with the middle finger all the time. There's a lot of middle fingers going. Yes, I said it right in front of the camera. We're live. Yeah. And you can come up here and plead your case and put the headset on if you want to. Big baby. Jason Outson's. Oh, Levi says hi.
Yeah. Hi, Levi.
Yes.
What's going on, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, we appreciate you tuning in, Levi. You're awesome. Rich Ryan said, kids got talent. He's probably talking about you.
Richie Rich.
Yes,
probably.
Richie Rich in the
I'll be
house.
in Kokomo with him next week.
Yes, next week. Smackdown in the house. We got some big
Yepper.
things popping off down there. Let's see. Don Gravy said no bacon that night. Why no bacon?
Because he wasn't there.
Ah.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in a while, so he doesn't like bacon. That's the story
Don's
behind
tough. He's a
Ooh,
tough guy.
Yeah. And Leroy Young brings up a very valid question here. This might be the best question of the night. Did Logan get any of that 10 grand or did his mom take it?
I'm gonna be honest, nobody got it. Faye and Ronnie did.
Interesting. Michael Estrie is back in action here.
Damn.
What was
Tyler
the transition like going from a quarter midget to a modified? I know he ran a slingshot once, Bauman's car. I didn't know you had any slingshot experience. That was new to me.
I didn't have much.
Okay. So you sat in the car, obviously. Yeah.
So my first race, I ended up getting like a little jingle. I made it through the heat race, got in a little jingle in the feature and whatever. So we went back the second week.
Mm-hmm.
And the second week, same thing. Made it through the heat race, and then I got another jingle in the feature. And my mom comes up to me after and goes, well, you learned a lot? I said, yeah, I learned a lot by looking at the trees in the infield. I learned a lot.
Sounds like you had shell hammers.
Yeah,
and that was
you
the
must
end
have
of
been at the
my
hammer.
slingshot career right then and there.
So it was brief, but hey, you did it. At least you did it.
Yep.
Now, Tyler brings up a very good point here. This isn't too bad. If you win the Sixer, you must go to Charlotte.
Yeah.
It seems like a
I
pretty...
mean, we're going to Charlotte either way, but yeah, we'll definitely go to Charlotte then.
Now, Don Grebe says Land of Legends. Tyler Koenig is 270s are better than 600s. Well, I'm going to have to revoke your friendship card, Tyler. Yeah. No, you know what? 270s. I was around 270s for many, many, many years out at Linda Speedway, and 270s have produced some amazing racers, both men and women. And 270s are a lot of fun. They're just a total pain in the ass to work on.
Yeah, that's what
engine-wise.
I've heard.
Yeah, you got to have everything like the stars and the moon and sun has the lineup just right, and it's just a jetting fuel delivery nightmare. It really is. You're constantly chasing yourself. That's why I like the 600s better. 600s are nice too because they're self starters. They don't need to be pushed off. Rich Reinhardt says, "Put mom on the headset." You got like 4 or 5 nods here. I don't know what your deal is.
Quite the fan base going.
I don't get it. She could talk to anybody when she's out selling t-shirts.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Like,
it's no
everybody in
big
the
deal.
world.
Yep.
But we come here and she can't even talk on camera.
She can't talk.
And there's only,
she can't talk. Now I'm going to have to unfriend Gary Lillick. 270s all. Come on, Gary. Now, I still love you, Gary. It's all good. Is Dad running Charlotte too, or just you? That's a fair question. We didn't get that far.
It'll just be me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, we do have 2 big blocks put together. Obviously, we need to take one up. We need to take a spare for Summerfest, but I think it'll just be me. So,
okay. Ken Bruce says I agree with Rich Reinhardt, and Brian Whippy Whitman says Mrs. Watt. You have more fanboys
You could
than
probably
anybody
sell your
here.
own T-shirt.
You probably could. God bless. I should probably tell the kindergarten story at this point in time because she's irritating.
Yeah, we're
me.
halfway here.
Yeah. Okay. This is an honest to God true story. Mrs. Watt is here. So you're going to kindergarten for the first day. So you're 5 years old. So this was 11 years ago.
Okay.
This is how long your mother's been a pain in my ass. Okay.
And even probably before that.
Yeah. So first day of kindergarten, I go to our local Walmart, and who's there but your lovely mother? It's always a pleasure to see your mom. Not a pleasure that day. Not going to lie. So, we exchanged pleasantries. How you doing? Good to see you. I think I did get a hug. I'm one of the few people that can get a hug from Leslie. It doesn't happen often, but it happens. So, excuse me. She said, I'm really upset. Today's Logan's first day of school, and she's getting emotional. She's crying. She's like, all my friends are saying that, everything's going to be okay, and, everything's going to be fine. And she's just going on and on about how she's got this support group and everything's going to be fine. And without batting an eye, I looked at her and I said, Leslie, you need to get the F over yourself right now. I said, do you think for 1 second you're the first mom to ever send her little baby babushka to kindergarten for the first time? Just deal with it. And she just kind of looked at me like, how mom does you've seen that already. You've seen that.
Times. Yeah.
She's like, so from that moment on, she was not thinking my bigness at that particular moment in time.
Or today.
But no, she's not thinking it today either. But it was either later that day or the next day, your mother calls me up and said, you know what? Everybody kept telling me what I wanted to hear. You were the first person to tell me what I needed to hear. And for years, and it was many, many years, first day of school, your mother would always reach out and talk to me.
Yeah.
Yep. In honor of that. Yep.
Yeah.
I put her in her place. Yeah.
Now she can't wait to get me out of the house. Right.
It's time for school. Get out of here. Yeah. So I always enjoyed that story. And it was always fun to talk to you. There's probably up until he was like 4th or 5th grade. Every year, you always reach out to me. Today's the first day of school. I'm okay. Yes, that a girl. You're doing fine. So you've always been a trooper. So it's good. Oh, Nikki Leach says she's the best. Mm-hmm. So everybody's got love for you.
They have a bunch of questions.
Well, Tony McGuire doesn't. He says it's fun to watch Leslie in the pits as both guys are on the track. She can't stand still. She's stressed out the entire race.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Get that.
Scott Salt's in the house. Scott, thanks for tuning in. After a few crashes and a flip in my turn 4, his mom said, wow, everything keeps moving. Said, stop racing here. What does she think now after a regular race win and this big win? So you went from you didn't want in the race anymore because there was a little bit of a crash thing going on. And now this is,
this is a question for you, man. Come here.
A lot of questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is seriously a question for you.
This is a question for you. It's still scary.
No matter what way you slice it.
Man, it'd be so much easier to hear you if you had mic'd up. Yeah. We're going to bend her. We're going to make it.
Yeah.
We still have we
have a
still
lot
have time. We have time.
We have plenty of
We have
time.
time. You're doing good. Keep up the good work. I may have Logan's dad first ever sportsman race from Susquehanna in the archives. I now have. I have to get them a copy. I think their wedding video is in there too. Yeah. So Mike Esterly has bought the entire Bill Bush racing videos collection, just within the last week or two, right, Bear?
It's probably 2 weeks. Yep.
2 weeks. So he's got all kinds of things going on there.
Jeff Weaver's got the question we were going to ask Logan.
There you go.
What would you like to see changed in modified racing in the future?
That's a good question. Not really anything.
Not anything.
I mean, I would, I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I would love to see more tracks open up for sure around our area.
Right.
That's one thing I'd love to see. But I mean, anything like the car wise, nothing really. So.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Lisa says, I want to know when Leslie became so shy and won't get on the microphone. Is this a new Leslie? No, it's not a new Leslie, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, we were hoping that her attitude would get better on the way up here, but
it didn't.
You didn't notice a change at all. I know I didn't. No. Tyler Koenig says, top wing for a modified. Yeah.
They used to do that thing when you rung what you brung back
Those
in the day.
were so cool.
I remember
races.
John Willman showing up with a big panel on the side of the left side of the car.
Piece. Yeah. Yeah, and he was ripping the lip with that thing.
Yeah, everybody used to do that.
Yeah, I loved when they had those Run With Your Brung shows. That was usually like the week after the Sixer, if I remember correctly. So it was pretty cool. Yeah, that was amazing.
You gotta wonder why that stopped.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it stopped at Mahoning, too. We used to have them up there.
Yeah, maybe
Awesome
it just got scary fast.
Well, it did because Bob McCready came down with a completely stripped down dirt mod.
Oh.
Nothing but rails and tires. And he just
smoked them.
Put down a 9.9 lap, which the fast
Holy
lap up
crap.
there then was like 11 flat.
Yeah. Yeah, that was impressive.
Because we had a big wing on the car, Ronnie Dunstan, and we ran like a 10.8.
Mm-hmm.
And McCready showed up late and just blew our doors in.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Barefoot Bob, he's greatly missed.
Yeah.
Do you prefer right side or do you want to go back to the left side? Yeah, we did touch upon that too. So I'll let you take that question.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't. Like I said, I don't feel a difference. I lied. There is a little bit of a difference. You know, with the right side panel bar, as a driver, you have to make the least amount of mistakes as you can because it is more touchy. You know, and you have to be lighter on the throttle through the slick. Through the left side with the left side. It got the rear so stuck into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It just drives everything so hard to the ground that you can. It gives you something to hold on to, like a cushion or something. You know what I mean? And with the right side panel bar, you have to have something to lean on because you don't have as much, rear stick in the ground.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not, so it's just in that way it's different. But I don't feel a difference.
Yeah, that left side would just drill that right rear into it. It's unreal. Man. God bless America.
Yeah.
Just drill them tires.
Put in some good pictures though.
Oh yeah, makes a really cool, really cool shots for sure. All right, chat's happening here again. Tad had a billboard on the side at New Egypt Speedway. Yeah, I really do, Rich. I miss those Run With Your Brung days, man. They were really cool.
I'd like to see them today because, people's ideas, that was probably 10, 15 years ago. Well, maybe 10, but see what people would come up with today.
Yeah, because there's different aero looks and everything now. I used to love Syracuse back in the day when they let the bodies, and McCready was one of them that was just crazy. Like they did all kind of little air tricks and everything. It was really cool.
They were to the point where they were doing testing, wind tunnel testing with those Syracuse bodies.
Yeah. Gordy has a good one here too, and actually Bear and I talked about this in the pre-production meeting here. Local racing is in good hands with the likes of Logan and Colin wheeling cars, and that's true. You're into this mindset here now where you're kind of leading the pack of this young group of people. And, first of all, we didn't even get a chance to talk about this because we just rolled into it.
Yeah,
you are the youngest person to ever win a modified feature at Grandview, as far as I know. You are the only rookie to win a Forrest Rogers, as far as I'm concerned. And, yeah.
We got Ryan Timms. Young kid winning Knoxville.
Yeah, Ryan Timms.
I almost want to say Briggs Danner was the youngest to win at Grandview.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'm wrong on that.
I think Briggs Danner was the youngest.
You're still in very good company, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
To pull this stuff off is just unreal because we're seeing the racers becoming younger and younger. And, like when your dad started, like guys weren't, there was no teenagers. There was just, everybody.
You started mid-20s.
You did.
Mid-20s,
you really
30s.
did.
We got Austin Beers leading the NASCAR modified tour.
Yeah, and
points.
he's very young.
He'd be the youngest champ ever.
Yeah, it's just amazing. See, Nikki Leach in the house. Tell her I need a Logan shirt. Bring it to NES.
Youth large.
Yes. No, put him in a youth small. Let him work at it a little bit. Nikki needs one. Don't forget that. Write that down. Sold out?
Sold out?
Dang. Gotta wait for the next batch, Nick. Sixer champ.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Why not?
You got a nice V cut, a V neck for him, something a little bit more, something plunging. He would look so good in that.
His belly shirt.
I love you, Nick. Really. Every time Nick and I get off the phone or text each other, we always end with, I love you, brother. It's a true story.
Tyler Koenig would love to see Logan and Briggs do a ride swap.
Hey now.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. We're good friends with that Hogue bunch. There,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rumor has it they have more than one car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't even make eye contact with her.
No,
Just
don't-
ignore.
don't
Just
look into
down.
that
Just
beast.
look down. Don't make eye contact.
Sheesh. It's a hell of an Uber ride home.
Oh, God bless America. Kelly Hartz is in the house. Kelly, thanks for tuning in. What's it like for you racing against and beating guys you grew up idolizing? Great question.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely one that you have to let set into because you grew up watching the Dwayne Howard, Craig Von Doren, Jeff Strunk era. You know what I mean? And you grew up watching them. That whole wave just dominate.
Yes.
Big Diamond and Grandview.
Right.
So, and then now for me to be competing against them, and it's like, wow, I used to watch these. I used to get pictures, autographs from these drivers when I was little. Now for me to be racing against
Now you're
them
in staging and one of them's next to you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I know.
Does anybody come up to you and give you crap?
Not really.
No,
No.
no razzing.
No.
Brittany Huber's in the house. First and foremost, congratulations, Brittany. She is going to be a mama. She's going to be having a beautiful baby girl. So that's happening. Hey, Logan and gentlemen, need to have Logan and Ryan at the meet and greet.
Yeah,
I would assume that the LDE was she meant the meet and
But
greet.
entertain.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys need to do the meet and greet.
All right.
So we're going to book it. We
Yeah.
got you, girl. We get to make it happen around and make it happen.
Yep.
Which, by the way, racing is really winding down.
2 weeks
locally
at
here.
Grandview.
My mom
Don't
cannot
be
wait.
cheering.
She's ready for
cannot
Disney
wait.
World.
She cannot wait.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Did-
I mean,
can-
it has been a long
You know
season.
what? Can you go to Disney and get a good game ass pat from Mickey? No. It can only happen at Grandview Speedway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. At least I made her laugh.
Bill Esterly says we should be on twice a week.
Bill, I admire your enthusiasm, but I do not
Yeah.
share your sentiments.
Right. Thinking about twice a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're quitting after this. Yes, Scott Kaufman even said it here. Back in the day, we used to look forward to those Run With Your Brung shows.
I
Heck yeah.
like this a lot.
Okay, talk to me, Goose.
Ryan Graver, my buddy. How about Logan come team up with Briggs and run a WizFab TQ?
Whoa.
I would.
Wow.
Boom. There you have
I
it.
would.
Locked in.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go, Ryan.
This is
I
you
definitely
build a hell
would.
of a machine.
yeah.
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 I always liked those indoor. I actually worked the indoor races. I was always a corner worker for Davey and them.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed going to those races, watching, and being behind the scenes of it. So,
And now you can participate.
yep.
Nikki says, love
And
you,
it's
buddy.
Good equipment.
Love you right back. Nikki also says, now she's on her broom. Oh, he's texting you. Nikki's literally texting Leslie while we're going to end it here. You have a better shot at Elvis walking to Bear's house with that happening. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's Richie Rich.
Wayne File in the house. We always love to see Wayne, and we wish Wayne the best of luck. Wayne's been running his late model. Maybe Wayne can put you in his late model one night, just to give you a little bit of.
You get all kinds of rides.
He's
Here.
been running out there at Port Royal.
Joey gets rides too. He's got a juice box ride at Snydersville.
True story.
That's true.
It is a true
and
story.
a couple of go-kart
I got
rides.
some go-karts, and I think I got some kind
Maybe
of
a four-cylinder,
I got
too. Yeah,
like 3 or 4
Mahoney.
four-cylinder rides at Mahoney.
You're doing well, kid.
I'm not
Yeah.
doing bad. Still waiting for the ink to dry on the contract. So as soon as that's ready to go, I'm like totes
Yeah.
in. What other cars divisions would you like to race? Late models, and then, again, we had talked
we
about this
touched on
before.
this.
Yeah, but please,
Yeah, I would 100% run a late model. I just love all the technology, the geometry, all that stuff. There's a bunch of different coils on the car, and I love getting into that, and, obviously, the modified, we messed around with a couple different links in our past. And, I always loved getting into that type of stuff and trying to figure it out is the best part about it. You know what I mean? And kudos to all the late model drivers that got it figured out because there is so much behind it.
there's a lot going on.
It's like endless education.
It really is.
It really is. And that's what's so great about, late models and even just racing in general. There's so much to learn,
Right.
and it just keeps going.
Right.
You know?
We used to go down to Florida for the winter stuff in the late models down at East Bay. And there's 80 cars there, and there's 80 cars that are capable of making the A that night.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and just the technology is incredible, behind every one of those cars. And then you got guys like, Davenport and like Bobby Pearson. All them guys are up front every night. Ricky Thornton. Just kudos to them. They got it figured out.
It's amazing. Joan Rice says, are you coming to Georgetown for Camp Barnes? That's always a huge event down there, which is a benefit for the local state police down there.
Yeah, we've been there for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
it's good stuff.
I always loved attending that race. There's so many fans that come out to that and support the cops and all that stuff and the troopers. So I always love attending that race, show our respect and
I don't understand what this means, but that boat trip really worked out well. Do you know what that means?
Somebody does.
Yeah.
Oh, fishing.
Yeah, I went fishing the nights before. I caught a nice 20. Well, I forget how long it was, but I caught a nice flounder when I was out.
Nice.
Keeper. So, yeah, we have some fresh flounder sitting at home.
Very
go.
Good.
Nothing better than fluke fishing.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, Rich Reinhardt. And each one of those 80 cars had 5 engines. They bring their own van with engines in it.
Yeah.
It's insane. But it's what they do.
Okay.
Brian Whitby Whitman, rookie to the legend, Big A.
Oh, true story, brother. True story. Jeff Weaver wants to know what your plans are for the fall. We did touch upon that, but I'll let Logan briefly go over that
PGA
itinerary.
Tour.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna hit up Charlotte in November. We do have some races like Hagerstown and I know we want to go to Georgetown for that Mid-Atlantic Championship, that week. So yeah, those races are all in the fall, and we're excited to hit them.
You have a boatload of racing to go yet. We're halfway through August, but you have a boatload of racing to do here yet, which is kind of amazing. It's unreal.
When does your season actually end? Charlotte?
Well, really, the racing part, yes, it ends at Charlotte, but it really doesn't end because you're just working in the shop all winter.
Yeah.
All the way.
Now you got an indoor gig too. So.
Yeah, but then motorsports comes quicker than ever.
Yes.
And then you have, we've been in the show a couple, the past years now.
Sure.
So, with Hilbert and all them. So, motorsports comes quick, and the next thing you know, we're racing in March.
Doesn't
now it's so true. It's so true. Daryl Geiger says, congratulations on your Forrest Rogers win, and are you driving your car for the Cold Cracker 72?
Yeah, I think I'm going to end up running my own car for that
Really?
race. Yeah, but we're going to finish the year out strong, hopefully with the Fitzpatrick
With the 1 and 2, yeah.
We'll see. Like I said, we'll see what happens towards the end of the year here. If we get a couple good runs, a couple good finishes, maybe, come Cold Cracker time, we'll see what happens.
It's hard for me to wrap my head around this because I think summer went by like half-hour lunch break, and that Diamond really only has 2 more weeks left to go. It's kind of...
Well, because half of the shows rained out.
Yeah,
That's
what it was. It's so much rain in the beginning.
Yeah, every Friday they got rained out. Colin Cox, Hannah Corman, and a couple of my friends. We always used to go to Top Golf, and we always played Top Golf every Friday when it rained out. So just something to do.
Yep, that's so cool.
Backup plans are always good.
I seen something about a small block spec race here. I lost it.
Tyler, the creator,
there
he's trying to get a show at Williams Grove.
They did have one. They were supposed to race. It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Yeah.
And I was going to race it. They had one at Williams Grove and one at Lincoln, I think. Or it was the other way. I forget. They had one at Lincoln that I wanted to go to. I never got to because it was too cold. And then they were supposed to have one at Williams Grove, but then that canceled. So something along those lines. I forget. It might not have been Williams Grove, but I remember there was a race.
2 very awesome tracks.
Yeah.
Is there a place on your radar that you'd like to go run your mod that you haven't been to yet?
Well, obviously Volusia I'd like to get to once.
Someone asked that a while ago in chat. I missed that. They asked if you were coming to Volusia.
Yeah, I don't know about Volusia. That's still up in the air yet. That's a little ways away yet.
It's right next to Disney World.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, it
clashes. Mom says it clashes.
Well, whatever. But yeah, so we're gonna. I would like to get there. My dad's raced there in the past, and I would like to get there.
Just gotta stay out of the pond.
Yeah, well,
gators in there.
Fresh alligator is nice.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Very nice.
I had one here. I hope I'm saying this correctly. Tam and Paulie Bauer.
Oh, Jesus. Nikki.
Would you attempt blacktop?
Yeah, I raced in the quarter midget days. I always used to race. I raced at Honeybrook a couple times.
So you definitely have lots of experience on.
I have a little bit of experience. I didn't run consistently on that. I ran, the only reason why I ran the blacktop was because Timmy Buckwater, I ran his car a couple times, his quarter midget that he had. So
Yeah.
I ran that car a couple times, and it's kind of why I ran blacktop.
Don't blink. In a week or two, Aiden will be driving next to you.
Yeah, I know, right? He's been doing pretty good. So.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently Colin's driving the bus here because he says Logan is definitely better at racing than he is at golf.
Yeah.
So that's a real thing. And
Mom's my IT person. She's our IT person.
oh,
now.
really?
Yeah, she doesn't want to be on the show, but she's IT behind the scenes.
Are
here.
we running out of battery?
I think so.
Did it knock us off? Well, that's interesting. We'll continue to chat while Bear takes a look at the technical difficulties that we have here. It never ends, this technical stuff. You never know what's going to happen when you go live.
Yeah.
Nikki Leach says, I think a low-down entertainment golf tournament is in order.
Hey, listen, if there's anybody that wants to go golfing, just let me know.
Yeah,
We'll
just
go
reach
golfing.
out, man.
I just got a brand new set of clubs. So,
yeah. Oh, good for you.
Yeah, so I got to get out.
Good for you. Daryl says, best of luck at the coal cracker. What about Fulton? It's a supersized Grandview.
Yeah, I'm excited to get there. I really am. Fulton, I've watched so many videos, and my dad's been there a couple times in the past, but I've watched so many videos about that place, and it reminds me of wider Grandview. There's a very outside, and there's a very inside, you know, and then, so I'm excited to get there.
Good. Okay, these guys are saying we're still on. Thank you for letting us know what you guys think about the situation at Mahoning Valley. Bill Esterlight's a very good question. I tell you, this is my opinion, and it is not representative of everybody here, but is my opinion. The races are killing themselves. They had an opportunity. It was beautiful on Saturday. They have 5 divisions of race cars there for Saturday, and they ended up canceling the show because only 36 cars showed up for 5 divisions. So don't piss and moan that you don't have anywhere to race if you don't show up to race. That's my rant, and I'm done with it. So that's that. What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, seriously, there's 5 divisions, 36 cars for 5 divisions?
Yeah.
That seems a little weak.
Yeah, it is just a little.
Show up and glow up.
It makes me think about the midgets in town last week at Linda's. They had 18 600s and 18 midgets.
I always thought the
Total puss.
The midgets, like they used to have a lot of ARDC.
They used to have
midgets.
so many.
Like my dad used to race with Alex Bright and all of that.
Yep.
But now you have these midgets that come from like the Midwest.
Yeah.
And there's only like a handful.
There's just nobody around here has them. There's nowhere to race them.
Yep.
They are uber expensive. The engines in those things are just redonkulous because they literally take a V8 and lop it in half and then lean it on a 45-degree angle.
Yep.
So it's crazy.
Nikki Leach will be the announcer.
Yeah,
at the golf
Nikki's going to
tournament.
announce. Yeah,
That's cool.
It's awesome. So I'll go out there and bat my balls around a little bit so Nikki can make fun of that.
Colin Cox is blowing up the chat here. Right?
Colin's kind of all over. He is, man. Yeah.
He is being a little pest.
They go to Flyers games so Leslie can see her favorite mascot, Gritty. So you like Gritty? Oh, God, she's cringing.
There's a funny story about
She's
Gritty.
cringing.
So, Tad, we get a box, like a big box just before Christmas time. We get a big sky box and we watch, the Flyers games. And his family and us, we get invited and we go every year. And the one year my mom was out shopping and here comes Gritty down the hallway, right?
Oh, no.
And she comes flying and opens the door. She goes, hides in the bathroom, right? Well, she forgot to lock the bathroom. So we told Gritty that she was in the bathroom. Gritty opened up the door and
my man Gritty. Good for him. You're traumatized now by big orange furry things.
Yeah. Oh, now my friend Jackson's in here.
We really need to order a giant Gritty doll from Amazon and get it sent to her house.
That guy's freaking terrifying.
He is terrifying.
Whoever
he's
thought that
weird.
was a great mascot.
Yeah. Somebody dropped the ball there.
They used to have Slapshot back in the day, right? Was that the old
I don't
one?
know.
I think that was the old. Like if you look it up, I think Slapshot was the old flat mascot.
Gritty's the reason why I don't understand hockey.
Right. There's only one mascot in Philly, and that's the green guy.
He is the best.
Right.
Totally is the
What, the
best.
Fanatic's no good?
That's the green.
That's the
guy.
green guy.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
that's
Yeah,
the
never
green
mind.
guy. Yeah.
I just had a whole moment right there.
I saw
Yeah,
that.
it's
Wow.
fine.
You
It's
missed
fine.
your entry.
I thought you meant the Eagle. Like,
Yeah.
Oh hell no!
No,
like
no.
yeah.
I'm not an.
He
Eagles
doesn't
fan.
like the
That
Eagles.
weirdos.
I like the Eagles.
Oh, yeah. Who do you
We could
like?
just mute him. The Patriots. Yeah, we don't need to hear his shit.
The
Okay,
Patriots
Joe's
haven't
back.
won a Super Bowl in how many years now?
Shut your mouth, kid. You're 16.
Yeah. Yeah. Ask him who won the Super Bowl
Okay,
again.
excuse me, Joe. Can't hear you, bud. I got the buttons over here, pal.
Rich Reinhardt says Gritty is Cookie Monster's cousin from Kensington. Richie Rich, that was on point, brother.
Absolutely.
That is all you, man.
He's got the stance.
Holy smokes. And Tyler, the creator, said Slapshot was the Flyers mascot. And if anybody knows, Tyler knows.
Sure.
Yeah.
Scott Kaufman says Sunday night at Grandview was awesome back in the day. 50 cars a night. Yeah, this where there's was it
Traffic
Ed Darrell
jam?
Promotions? Man, they were just it was awesome stuff.
Yeah. I wish they had the old traffic jam races back in the day.
I remember this.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to have, and they used to have the car that they're modified that had it was a grill, but it was the modified. I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That is so cool. Scott and Sally.
See, Don
are in.
Gravy, he likes a real football team.
Yeah. Sorry about your luck.
Yeah. Sorry about your luck.
Yeah.
Guys. That is unfortunate.
Scott and Sally say Eagles are number one. So
Yeah.
did Riley race last week? I did not. I know you guys got rained out because we actually did. We do a no. We didn't do a show last week. I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know. Every day blends
Hey,
together.
it's like diarrhea. It all runs together. So, why don't you get into playing hockey again, Logan?
no time.
Just busy with racing.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, like if I'm going to play a sport, I'm going to give my 110%. You know.
Yes.
But I can't just give 50% on racing and 50% on hockey. Like I just can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to
Plus
like.
your miniature golf career's taking off.
Yeah.
You're a busy man.
PGA Tour is calling up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Kathy Gilmore.
Okay, so Riley was there last week. She said yes, but they ran out. Yeah, thank you for addressing that. Tyler says hearing Super Dirt Car may be coming to Grandview in 2026. Also, Logan and I are going to the Flyers Stanley Cup Parade next year. There's a vote of confidence right there.
Yeah, that's a lot of confidence. this year. But I'm glad we have the confidence. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They need to bring back the Pepsi Challenge at Grandview.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, it was
I
cool.
don't remember that. That might have been
Yeah, how
before my
about that
time.
match race between you and your pop? Who wins?
Yeah.
I might just let him have it because I'm not trying to wreck my car. So I might just let him have that one.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should probably get his father up here and talk to him for a minute, I think.
Yeah, his
why don't
mom's
we,
talking all the time.
you have been doing fantastic. We haven't even come up for air. What we're going to do is we're going to take a very brief break right here for just a few seconds, and we're going to get Flying Ryan Watt up here, and we're going to have a few words with him. And then all four of us can berate their wife and mother and friend all at the same
Pass
time.
this over that
Just
way.
all, like, oh, you don't care. You don't care. Oh, bring
Pass
it.
that down,
Yeah, bring it.
please.
Okay. We'll be right back momentarily. Hang tight for some more Lowdown Entertainment.
Or
Be even
jammed
better
up
if you
here.
were up here too, you know.
And we are back with some more Lowdown Entertainment. Joining us now, the father, the Messiah, Flying Ryan. Good to see you, my friend.
Hey, thanks for having me.
How do you put up with her, like on a daily?
It's
You spend a lot of time in the
easier
shop, don't you?
racing.
Yeah, it is. It is. You put the helmet on, the earplugs, the in-car radio, and it's quiet.
Yep.
It's just so quiet. So, your son, at the age of 16, goes out and wins the friggin' Forrest Rogers Memorial. How proud, how beaming are you at this particular point in time?
I mean, that's it's awesome. You know, at the first year really moving up to the modifieds at Grandview and to pick up that race, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, it was an interesting race for me. I mean, I didn't make the handicap in the heat race, so I had to start 18th and, kind of started behind all the top guys there,
Right.
that transferred through the heat. And, I got up to 8th, and he was 4th at the time when we had that restart on lap 30. And I really didn't know what was going on. I couldn't see him at that point, but
Right.
on that restart, I was kind of more paying attention to what he was doing when he went to the top and went from 4th to 2nd. And I'm like, shit, he might win this.
So you were literally, as you were racing, you were keeping an eye on your own son.
Yeah, there was a couple times I might have hit the wall there. Might have been, might have missed the corner.
Now, can you see the leaderboard as you are out on the racetrack?
You can. I mean, Grandview's tough though. I mean, I don't know. For me, it is. Sometimes you're so intense, especially if you're running the top and you're running the bottom's a little more tamed down. But,
Right.
running that top's a fine line. Your car's coming off the bottom and you
Yeah,
hit in the wall there. And
a lot of stuff going on.
And like I said, you're entering turn 3 and turn 1 so hard. It doesn't give you much time entering turn 1 to look at the board and look back to where you're going.
Right.
I'll be out there in Jason Bayshore's parts truck.
Right.
So, but you do get a chance. I mean, once things calm down and you're kind of just in a rhythm, I did look up to see how many laps were left. And,
Yeah.
I seen he was running 3rd there then, but.
What as Scott said to you, you were banging the wall down in 3 and 4. So you were glancing off of
they
it.
need to move it out a little bit.
They do. They really do. But where did you end up finishing in the Forest Riders on Saturday?
I got up to 6th.
6th. Very respectable run.
Yeah. I was battling right there with Dwayne Howard and Von Dorn and Uppenhauer. I mean, we were all right there. So,
yeah.
I mean, the top 10 in that race was pretty much most of the top 10 in points, except for what happened with Jeff and Strada there. But
yeah. Yep. All year long. Now, you're at kind of a pivotal point in your racing career because I see it happening slowly. You're kind of passing the torch. How does this make you feel? I mean, are you okay with having a little bit more of a backseat role, or do you still feel super competitive and want to get out there and win races yet?
Well, I mean, there's definitely racetracks I've never gotten to yet that I'd like to run at or whatever, and I'm still competitive and still have the drive to win.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should have waited a couple more years before we had Logan so I could race longer, but, who expected him to, at this age be doing and, winning as much as he is or, just being as competitive, so, very proud. And, that's why we're doing the big block races we're doing. Last year we were talking about, doing Volusia with the big block, we really wanted to do it, but we never got him in a big block all last year, just with concentrating on the championship for the crates at Grandview and the short track series. And, he moved up to modifieds at Big Diamond last year and just concentrated on that. We never had time really to get a big block out and, get one ready to go. So we chose not to do that this year. We went down to, All-Tech or whatever, and Logan won the Sunshine Swing at a crate. So we finished out the crate career that way.
Yeah. Just kind of amazing how you guys can just hop in the rig, go wherever, and just we just parked it. How'd you guys do? Yeah, we parked it. No big deal.
Well, that's just a true testament to their team.
It's so true.
Yeah, so this year the plan was to get the big block out and get him some experience running Hoosiers, running, with Grandview's rule change too and stuff. I wanted to keep him on the left side so we don't get behind when we do travel.
Correct.
So we thought we'll go out and concentrate on Logan running some big block races, and just hoping to go and qualify, and then we go to the first race that we get to is New Egypt, and he's quick time in his group and, runs good in the heat and runs top 3 in the feature, gets up to 2nd at one point. And, it's like, okay, when's reality going to strike here? You know what I mean? It's not supposed to be this easy, And,
right.
And then we go to I don't remember where the next one was, but, he ran good. I guess probably was Weedsport, I think maybe, or whatever. Yeah, so we went up to Weedsport and he ran good there again, got a top 10 and, and then we had that bad wreck at, we ran Big Diamond and had that bad wreck at Sealands Grove. Had to put another car together, but he ended up, all the first races that he ran for the dirt series, he qualified for, the only one,
which is amazing.
He didn't qualify for, and they were all through the heat. And, the only one he didn't qualify for was, like I said, Land of Legends. But so there was, reality finally struck, it's like, when was it, when was it going to happen? You know what I mean? It's like, it can't be that easy for you. But, so we just build off of that. But, I definitely really enjoy, and proud of what he's been able to accomplish. And we work really good together with bouncing ideas off each other. And, and that's what makes it hard on a Saturday night for us. With me running, there's a couple nights this year where I had to run a consi or my car was tore up a little bit and I just decided to park it to concentrate on making sure that he was ready to go,
Right.
So, so I do have to make sacrifices sometimes.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the sacrificial part of being a dad. So, and that's very commendable of you to do so.
So let me interject here.
Yeah, please do, because I can't
Chat's
see the
going
chat
wild.
right now. Yeah, that's awesome.
Question for Ryan. When he first started in Sportsman at Susky in 1996, he was number 8. What's the story behind the number, and why did you decide to change to 14W?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but the number 8 was the first car I bought. It was pretty much, that was the number that was on it. I didn't have a number. I didn't race anything else before that. So yeah, we bought the car from a guy, Scott Baylor, and that was the number that was on it. So then the second year we stuck with the 8, but then I had a rough year my second year. We had bought a car from Huts Glass. It was one Dwayne Howard ran up with a 358 in it at Syracuse. And, so we started out with an 8 on that. That body kind of got tore up, I think, either at New Egypt or Bridgeport, one of those two. We were traveling around a little bit. So we had to put another body on, which was the 3 body that came with it from Dwayne and from Huts. So then I was a 3 for a little bit. Well, that didn't make it that much longer that year. So I ended up at the end of the year for Susquehanna. There was a 50-lap race, and we were kind of struggling my second year. And we put the body on. That was the last body that we had left panel-wise. It was number 14 from Huts Glass, and I got a top 5 in that 50-lap race. And, it was like from there on, we had better luck, but also my birthday is April 14th, so I just decided to be the number.
Yeah,
nice.
That's good.
And Steve Mesco said, thank you guys for coming out and supporting Marissa's Warriors Cancer fundraiser that Sarah Beth was a part of a couple of years ago. It meant a lot, and I think she put most of her tickets in the basket you all brought.
That's awesome, guys. That's
so
cool.
Glad to have us there and glad to be a part of it.
Public outreach is so important.
It is huge. Yeah. Yeah, we've been trying valiantly here to keep our community outreaches alive with what we have going here.
There's a Leslie Watt Racerette selling 50/50.
I just saw that. Yeah. Yeah. Who knew?
Everybody's tuned in tonight.
Who knew? Yeah, it's amazing. Do you remember running the old 456?
Oh, yeah, for sure. That was fun times.
Yeah, it was. It was a good time. That's when, it's when whenever you get a chance to race for Norm, it's good things. Good things happen.
Question for Logan. Is it difficult changing tires, Hoosier to American Racer? Do you feel the difference? Do you notice, is it different setups?
You do. You do notice a difference. The sidewalls are harder on a Hoosier. So, the American Racers, they're a little more lenient.
Yeah,
they roll underneath the car a little bit easier. They grip a little bit quicker. Like a 53 on an American Racer, they come in a little bit quicker than a 400 or a 300 even on a on a Hoosier. But I feel like the Hoosiers, they really bring the driver out of you too. You gotta, you can't light them tires up because then they'll seal right over. It depends on where you're at. So, they bring the driver out of you, and I always just had a feel for Hoosiers, and I like the feel of them. So,
All right, I'll ask you the question that your son couldn't answer because it was a difficult question for her. What track do you find most challenging?
Well, one of my most challenging tracks was Potomac. I just struggled when we went there.
Really?
Yeah, I just could not figure that place out.
Yeah, because inevitably, if you're a racer and you travel around, you're going to hit a track that you just suck at. It's just the way it goes. So Potomac was your kryptonite.
This might be the first time in my life I'm puzzled. Where was Potomac? Or where is it still?
Oh, Maryland.
It was in Maryland.
It's still going, or
where
no?
Budds Creek motocross track is also.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe they're still racing. They may have. I don't know if they're
Used
not.
to be a big late model. Place.
Yeah, late models and semi-lates.
What's a track just crossed my mind from down there that I don't think is. They used to run the Hillbilly 100 down there.
Oh, I remember the race. I don't remember where it was at.
Oh, God, what the heck was that? That bothers me. I'll think of it at 3:00 in the morning.
Call me.
Yeah, I'll give you a buzz.
Thanks.
See what's up. Give you a buzz. See what's up. Yeah. So if anybody has any questions for Flying Ryan sitting here, please feel free to light up the chat. See what's going on.
Rip the Lip said, thanks for having these guys on. Really cool to see the Watts on live. Congrats on your win, Logan. Super cool to see.
Yeah, you guys are heroes, man.
Yeah, we try to be.
Your mom was just speaking to you through hand gestures again.
Yeah.
Totally ignored it.
She needs to come up here and talk.
Rip the Lip.
She does.
Question for both guys. Some short track Super Series races have the sail panels. Do you like to run them? And does it make the car feel any different? I remember seeing them race every week at Makatech.
Makatech?
So
How do you feel about-
Logan got to run the sail panels at Grandview actually in the crate class for 1 or 2. I think it was 1 season.
1 season.
Yeah, 1 full season, and then they dropped the sail panels off the crates to try to make the cars handle a little less easily. But they do definitely make a difference. You could feel the side bite for the cars back, especially before we ran left side panel bars. It made a big difference. It's pretty cool. Like, for us, we didn't run them down here a whole lot except for like the Run What You Brung shows and stuff. But to go up to Penn Can and when I went up there and ran them, I used to like it. Even when I went to Fulton and they had them on, I thought that was pretty cool. It was different, And then, when the short track series kind of started, we had them almost everywhere for a little bit, some of the bigger tracks, maybe I don't think we should have had them on. There's a night we ran them down at Bridgeport, and that was different. It was really fast and hooked up there.
Wow. I know a lot of people don't really care for sail panels. I always kind of like them, but I like the traditional. I like the East Windsor sail panels more than the Pennsylvania sail panels, and there's a huge difference. If you know, you know. If you don't, research. They just made the car look so sleek.
Yeah.
I remember that number 15, that white and blue 15 that Pouch had, that Windsor car with the big drag rubber on it. Holy smokes, that thing was a rocket ship. It's one of my favorite cars ever. It was awesome.
Joey, Tyler answered your question.
Oh, what's that?
You said it was in the middle of nowhere.
Pennsboro, right?
Pennsboro, yes.
Tyler County Speedway and the Pennsboro both had the Hillbilly 100.
Now I learned something there.
He's the guy to learn from.
Yeah, he's the guy.
He's the encyclopedia.
Tyler, the creator, knows pretty much everything involving racing.
Missy Horn Lily says, Logan, who's your favorite person to race against?
I don't know. There's a lot of great drivers out there. I've raced with a lot of great people in the past. Freeze and Yankowski, Shepard, and a bunch of great people. But I think weekly, my favorite person to race against, and I probably learn the most off of, is probably Jeff Strunk.
Wow,
honestly,
it's awesome.
Strunky has a lot of different driving abilities, and I watched him on Saturday work the middle better than anybody else, and I tried doing it, and I started doing it, and I was getting a little bit faster. But he has so many different driving abilities and different strategies that you just have to keep up on, and that's why I like racing against him.
He just always keeps the car underneath him too. It's just amazing. The control that he has. It's those guys are always fun to watch.
You're sitting back there in third and you're watching those two guys battle. Are you kind of studying where they're at?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I said, I watched Jeff roll the middle there, and he was making it work, and trying to keep his car as straight as I can. And I was actually trying to do the same thing because I was still trying to catch Man Miller at the time. So I was watching Strunky, and I ended up passing Doug, and then it was kind of maintaining with them, but like I said, just trying to build off of that.
Well, now, we talked about this earlier. Sixers coming up. Will either one of you guys hop into a 602 to run that 38er on Friday night just for something to do? Or is that just for something
the modified guys can't.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they did away with that.
Oh.
I wouldn't anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't anyway because that's just their race. That has nothing to do with the
I kind of agree with that too.
That is very cool to say.
Yeah. I wouldn't anyway because that's their race. They raced all year for that race.
Yeah.
And, it's just
they earned it.
Yeah, it's not right.
There's a lot of guys that don't feel the same.
No,
They'll
it's
just
true.
Jump in and race.
Will you take the cars out Friday night just to run hot laps? Because a lot of people do that.
We were talking about that. We've done it in the past, especially because he was already running the 38er, so we were there.
Right, you were there,
and maybe I was struggling a little bit, so we're like, we better. And he wasn't running a modified, so we did. But I kind of feel like we've kind of. The track's never the same on Saturday for the heat
True
race.
story.
For sure. So I feel like some of the times we go and practice there, we make ourselves worse for Saturday.
Yeah, because you're just, it boggles my mind how many people come to those practices like the night before. It's
the
amazing.
Numbers are astronomical.
Yeah, and it's like really seasoned veterans too that are. I can see if a guy's coming down from New York or New Jersey or something like that only ran there a handful of times just to get some more laps under his belt, but. It's amazing that, there's 10, 15, 20, and 30-year veterans that show up just to run practice.
Yeah, I can see if you're going to try something or if you, if you had a different engine in it or something, you want to make sure everything was good at it, or if you had like a backup car there or something, you want to
kind
shake
of
that
bug it a little bit. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But, I don't think we are. I think this year we're just going to kind of go and hang out with Colin Cox and the rest of the sportsman guys that we have, we're friends with, and support them and just have a good night. You know what I mean? And especially for Logan, knowing he's locked in, so I'm really the only one that hopes we can pick him up.
It's you went through that last year because you were locked in last year for winning the Forest, and it's just a huge sigh of relief to just get there on Saturday. It was like, there's just a little bit of breathing room, because it's very stressful for people that need to get it, because if you draw bad, you have a long night.
The whole night depends on your draw.
Yeah, it really does. It really. Do you have a good person to draw for you?
Yeah, Hannah Corman.
Okay.
She last year drew the one. She didn't draw anything worse than 3 last year.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like
she
a broken
her
record.
own numbers.
Wow.
She was like a broken record, and then. Actually, Brad Mismer got on the radio and said to Mertzi, who was drawing for Logan? Because I started on the pole for the 38er, and then the 6er, I started on the pole in the heat, and then I started second in the cash dash, and then in the feature, I actually picked whatever. It didn't really much matter, but it was 76 laps. But the fact that she picked 1, 2, and 1 all on that same weekend,
that is dynamite.
Crazy. Yeah,
that is so cool.
Question from chat: would you guys be in favor, both guys, of sail panels on mods at Grandview?
I don't think so now at this point. I mean, I feel like the racing gets so much better when it comes feature time at Grandview. I mean, some of the heat races are pretty intense, but
oh my god, yes.
When the track finally widens out, it takes to the consies till the track starts widening top to bottom, and once that happens, I just feel if you put the sail panels on, I don't think the racing's going to be as good. I mean, I wouldn't mind, like you said about the runway rung shows, maybe having that, but not weekly. I don't think we need it. Now, some of the other tracks where maybe it's Penn Can and stuff, I don't feel like the racing would be as good there, because I don't feel like sometimes that there's a top around that place, and I feel like the sail panels help the guy be able to keep the speed up and the car to stick better to be able to make racing 2-3 wide sometimes. So it all depends on tracks, I believe.
Right. And I said too to several people, I even told Bear this, when we talked this week, I said Saturday night at Grandview, from the start of the show till the last checkered flag flew, was one of the best nights of racing I've seen in my life. The heats were fantastic. The racing all night long was just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, even two cautions in the modified feature, and I believe it was only 2 in the crates.
Yeah.
I mean, that went through so fast.
Impressive.
I wanted to go up and watch that. By the time I got done talking to a couple people when we came up from Tech, and I was walking up, they were over. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. It doesn't always happen that way. So it was a great night all the way around.
Steve Mesko wants to know if translation from quarter midgets to modifieds, did that experience translate? And Sarah Beth really wants to get back on dirt after 3 years on asphalt. Is the modified a closer field to a quarter midget than something like a 600 micro or other smaller dirt rides?
No, I mean, so at the beginning of the year when I went from crate to quarter midget, I struggled. Like I was like, because you're one car you're leaning half your body out, and the other car you're in a full containment seat, wheeling a way faster car. So I was over driving the quarter midget at first, and then I kept spinning out, and I was really ashamed of myself. My dad comes over and he's like, yo, you gotta just relax, you just gotta chill out. And then I relaxed, and I was faster then, but it was an easy transition. And then as I kept doing it back and forth, I was getting better and better, and then which running the crate car made the quarter midget feel slow then, so then I was even faster.
So that all worked out.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So the old adage to slow down, sometimes you can go faster by slowing down, really is a true thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was neat. He this last year at quarter midget racing, we did some travel and did some USAC races and stuff on the tour, and he won the USAC national championship. And but he was also running the crate at times, part time, on and off. And he would run that crate car, and then he would jump in that quarter midget and come out at Phoenixville and try to throw the thing in the corner like he was running and he would just scrub so much speed. It's like you don't have near the power.
Yep.
So it took a little bit of adjustment.
Yeah, that's a hard discipline to do that. I just looked at the time. I can't believe
5 to 8.
It's
insane.
That is unbelievable. It is 7:54.
Do you want to start the show we originally wanted to do, though?
Yeah, we'll just start now. This is the part where Leslie comes on.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I forgot she was here, to be honest.
Yeah, she's been very quiet. She's actually been like behaving for the past 10 or 15 minutes.
Stop beating on her.
That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen.
Jeremy Gerber said, let's get you in a 600. You got all kinds of rides here tonight.
You do. This is all working out.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you on the concrete, though, indoors, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that TQ thing.
I think
really
Graver,
be cool.
you and Graver should hook up. He builds some good stuff.
Yeah.
It would be good.
Teammates with Briggs, good info there.
Yeah.
Again, you're surrounding yourself with some really, really good people.
Yeah.
Jeremy, are you guys heading up to the Greenwood action track this weekend to run that Outlaw Invasion deal?
Yeah, they're going to go run that.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I talked to Cole earlier in the week. Yeah, they've had that race planned out. So yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, with that kind of money, it's hard to not go there.
Yeah.
And I don't even know I guess McGrew Bid will be running tomorrow night, but
who's going to go there?
Yeah, that's the thing. They haven't been getting very many cars either.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice facility. Don't get me wrong.
It's very nice.
It's a beautiful facility.
Really did a nice job with that.
Yeah.
And Tyler and I know a guy that runs a winged 48 who wants to try a modified.
Yeah, the Gerber's already there racing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So they're practicing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate you tuning in tonight, Jeremy. That's so cool.
We're here at Greenwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler, you got to get Danny on this show for us.
Yeah,
We've been
exactly.
itching to talk to him, and he said he owes us a few at Port Royal. So
it'll be hard to remember Ryan in the white 102, and Logan will be in the blue 102. Brad Klinger, Brad, we appreciate you.
So what suit do you win? You know what I mean?
I'll still wear the Jones Racing products.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll still wear that suit.
Reppin' CJ.
Yeah, Bear couldn't stop talking about this Jones Racing product.
It's freaking sweet, man. It is
Yeah,
slick.
It's a clean suit.
It's so clean.
Yeah, it's a clean suit.
Tina says Georgetown fans miss you guys.
We miss you fans.
See, good answer.
It's tough with all the committing to Big Diamond Weekly this year, and and Grandview and all the traveling we've done. We definitely like to get down there more. Every time we go down fishing or whatever, we drive right by it. So it just hasn't worked out for us to get there.
Yeah, but you know what though? It's cool that you guys are going to go down there and take some fishing. It's nice to do something different too. It really is.
Danny told Rich Reinhardt he owes us 3.
That is true. That is very true. Johnny McGoey in the house. Is it McGoey or McGoy?
McGoey.
McGoey. See, I heard it both ways.
Yeah, I've heard both ways too.
Sorry, Johnny. The Stratton Creek driver. Most of you coils. I'm on bars, and I feel I'm about the only one out there on bars. Have any advice for this gentleman?
I mean, the
He's
coils
the driver of the 333.
The coils have been they have been the dominant way around right now. You can fine tune the coils really, and you can do a bunch of different things with coils.
Right.
I feel like bars, you're limited to so much adjustment. You know what I mean? You're limiting yourself already, and I just haven't been a big bar guy. I mean, I ran bars in the past. I think I did it once or twice, and
gotcha.
I mean, I did okay, but I always like to feel the coils because the car just seemed to hook up just a little bit better.
How about you? Same.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on track conditions. Like in the beginning of the year when the track was heavy and rough, the bar cars were good. Even Big Diamond for the heat races when they have that thing so souped up and wet, bars are fine. I mean, you're not passing anyway. I mean, you have to have 2,000 horsepower to pass another car. But so
or
it don't
8
matter.
tires.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like a crate can start in the front row and win a heat there, when it's that heavy. But
right.
But when a track slicks off, the coils just seem to be. It has a lot more to do with where they're mounted nowadays, not just necessarily coils. The way the coil cars were back in the day and the way the rods were mounted and where they were mounted on the bird cages, now they're mounted further back behind the rear. It just creates so much more drive. Torsion bars don't do that. And then the stack spring deal where you can get preload and extended load, you can't get that with a torsion bar. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff with the technology with the coils and lockout nuts and changing rate, variable rate. You don't really get that with a torsion bar. It's pretty much a linear bar.
It is what it is. Yeah. Whatever the rate is, it's not going to vary off of that there. Well, how do you keep up with everything, honestly? I mean, this sport is always ever evolving. It's so nice you have somebody young to lean on because do you get tired, Ryan? I mean, just be honest because like Bear and I look at each other like we're just exhausted doing this crap all the time.
Yeah, it does get tiring at times. There's times where like to go down and go fishing for a couple of days, get your mind off it. I mean, you're still out there fishing or thinking about racing, whatever.
Right.
But, I'm not
You don't see wheels and tires.
It forces me out of the garage for a day.
Yeah.
Because if I'm home and I'm going to be in the shop no matter what, it's just,
Right.
somehow I end up out there. Somebody comes by or whatever, we're out there. So,
Right.
it's nice to get away and do that and have like a little reset or whatever you want to call it, and then you come back fresh, And
Yeah.
the rainouts once in a while, I mean, it was a little crazy at the beginning of the year, but a rainout once in a while helps with that too. You can go do something a little different, just walk away for a little bit, come back. But when things are going right, it's not as tiring,
No, it's fun.
It's way tiring when you're struggling or getting tore up. We had that a couple weeks in a row at Grandview. It seemed like 1 week Logan would be tore up, then I'd be tore up, then it'd be Logan. It was back and forth, and that gets tiring.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, we've been lately bringing them home in one piece.
That's
half the battle.
Yeah,
there.
it is a true story. I am going to attack some business right now before we get too far into anything else here, because we are, by the old clock on the wall, we are like over time here. Not that we have to go anywhere, but that's just the way it goes. Now, if I can only find what I need to find here, we'll be in good shape. Well, now isn't that something? Look, there's us again.
We're everywhere.
All over the place.
Yeah. What I want to do is I want to get out here. Number one is we had our $500 safety voucher raffle last week, and we want to congratulate Billy Cuck for for his victory in that, and we want to just thank everybody that participated in that. It was a great deal. Huge thank you to S&D Bodyline for coming on board and helping us out with the safety voucher. So the premise behind the whole deal was, sometimes people overlook their safety equipment. It's getting a little bit older. We're 3/4 of the way, halfway to 3/4 of the way through the season for a lot of people, and this gave us an opportunity to present a $500 safety voucher, and maybe freshen up on some gloves or some shoes or put money towards a new helmet or whatever. And it is definitely going to good use. So it worked out very well. And again, thank you for everybody that participated in that. The other thing, Shellhammer Dirt Track is closed right now because Dave and Brenda are on vacation, and we hope they're having an absolute blast. But when they come back, the Summer Spectacular is going on, and we really need you guys that are going to participate in that to get those pre-entries in. If you're going to commit to that show, get your pre-entries in there. We understand that there's another race going on. They've never had any competition with another race close by. So if you're going to commit to Shelley's, please do. They're great people. It's a great track. The facility's fantastic. It's going to be great racing for you guys. So get those in and mail to Miss Brenda, because that will make Miss Brenda happy. And when Miss Brenda's happy, Bear,
we're all happy.
Everybody's happy. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Trisha Conley, because she whooped up on the boys again over the weekend.
Kicked their asses
over at Chemung. Am I saying that correct?
Chemung, you got it, buddy.
Chemung Speedway in New York. You made the trip up there on Saturday.
Did.
It was like three
hours.
3 hours.
Yeah, which is nothing to these guys.
Yeah,
they're used to traveling.
Yeah, they're used to going all over.
Some of those roads in New York are a little sketch.
They are, yeah.
Actually, one of the guys on the way up, his tailgate vibrated off.
I heard about
and
that.
Put it back on.
Yeah, you're riding on some rough roads when you lose a tailgate.
Yeah,
for no reason whatsoever. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was just 2 miles north of the middle of nowhere.
So, what is the most challenging track? We're coming back to that. I'm not going to let you skate on it. I'm not going to let you skate on it.
Blue Mountain.
Well, if we're going back to my quarter midget days,
it could be whenever.
Could be whenever. All right. So if we're going back to my quarter midget days, probably Pocono.
Really?
Pocono, I struggled at all the time.
Really?
And I just never.
No kidding.
I won there here and there. Like, it was very iffy.
Yeah.
But I've struggled there every time I went there.
Mm-hmm.
And so Pocono was probably my enemy there.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Gordy Ross is a legend.
He is.
It's time for America's Most Wanted.
I just
Good night,
saw that.
guys.
Good night. Freaking Gordy.
Good night, buddy. Thanks for tuning
Unbelievable.
in.
Well, thank you both for being on. It's chat has been amazing. So thank you everybody out there in chat that just blew this up, because this is what we were looking for. We didn't want to really control the show. We wanted this show to be all about, our loyal listeners and everything. And we are so happy for you. We're so proud of you. And we seen you grow up in front of our eyes here and everything, and what you have accomplished in such a short amount of time. Really, I pick on your mom a lot, but she's a absolutely awesome person. You got the greatest dad in the world. You got the greatest mom in the world. And this is why you're successful. And I say this all the time, and I mean it. You really, truly are only as good as the people you surround yourself with. And you have definitely surrounded yourself not only with great parents, you have a really, really good support group and all the people that help you out. Like how long has Doug been with you?
Doug's been with me for a while, for a long time. I don't even, I believe he might have started helping back when I was running for Franny Purcell. I'm not sure if he started helping me before that or, but he's definitely been around one of the longest. I mean, Jesse's been with me other than my dad. Forever. He reminds Leslie all the time that he was there before her. So,
good. Jesse. He's very proud of Jesse.
He's not going as many races as she is, but,
we'd love to get Jesse back out. We need him to get back out.
Oh, yeah. So. Jesse's a piece of work, man. Yeah. He is an absolute piece of work. Yeah. But, we can't thank you guys enough. Thank you so much for, cruising all the way up here to Slatington to the studio here, man. We hope you guys had a blast. And Barry's going to take care of some business before we go off the air. So I'm going to turn this over to you because you have a job to do.
All right. Well, like everybody always says in Victory Lane, we could not do this without our sponsors. And we have some good ones here. We got Smith Fabrications, home of the Stage 1 Modifieds. Laney Lick Racing, runs at Pocono. She's pretty good there.
Yeah.
Pioneer Pole Buildings, Bears Inferno Armor, Sublimited Racewear, Aqueduct Water Transport, Roy Danner Paving, Weichel Sportswear, CTC Construction, Haddesty's Ace Hardware, VersaLift East, Tim Shock Lab, TSL Shocks, Roselli Racing, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Westchester Ace Hardware, sponsors of Team Geezer and Kathy Green, Raceway Fire and Safety, and S&D Bodyline. We thank you all.
Yes, great job. And don't forget, get your topical spray from Bear. Reach out to Bear. You can always pick that up. It's great for your suits, your gloves, your shoes, even your seat belts. And there's always topical spray in stock. And there's also fire extinguishers. Do you have race day fire extinguishers, household fire extinguishers, and marine?
We're out of marine fire extinguishers. Okay. But race day and household fire extinguishers, yes.
They're all here. So please reach out.
And in just a few short months, that'll be good for your Christmas tree as well.
Indeed it will. And I'll give you two gentlemen a moment to, you guys have a lot of people to thank too to make your program possible. So please give your sponsors a plug as well. Whoever wants to go first, please feel free.
I guess I'll start. I mean, definitely got to thank Ron Roberts and Faye, for the Coroners for supporting us and allowing Logan to do that, to move up to the modifieds and support us on there. We got a lot of sponsors. We got Stringers. We have Array of Monograms that had sponsors forever. That was Ronnie's sister.
Yes.
She's been on board.
Been on a long time.
We go Pioneer Pole Buildings. We got CTC Construction.
Mm-hmm. You can tell he doesn't do this often, man.
It really is. It is putting you on the spot.
He sits out there and stares at his car and just admires it. So he remembers them all.
That's what
I just look down my suit.
That's what he does.
No, but really, thank you to all the sponsors. CTC Construction, Amel. Who else we got? Napa Birdsboro Auto Parts. Man Miller Electric, especially. We got Penske Racing Shocks. Ivy Settlement Group. Diamond Disposal. Who else we got here? Iron Valley Real Estate. Bill Brown. Just all these amazing sponsors. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, good.
All these amazing sponsors, and we couldn't do it without them. And
Danny's Pizza Pizzazz on there. We have a lot of product sponsors too with IBOC and you said Penske already.
Yeah.
We have FK Rod Ends. We have there's Simpson Race Products, Bayer Racing Headers, Jones Racing Products. With Logan with his suit that he needs to get into Victory Lane here. He hasn't chose the right races to have it on here.
Cold Cracker.
Hopefully we can maybe one of these dirt races too. Yeah, the Cold Cracker, the Sixer.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of product sponsors. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of them, but.
Already said that.
But yeah, we just we can't thank everybody enough for all their support.
Yeah, these people make everything possible for you guys to be out there on the track. And you know what? And you have the greatest fan base in the world too. So take a minute to thank them because they deserve it, man. They're just the greatest people ever.
Yeah, and it's awesome. Even the Pack the House night at Grandview, I was fortunate enough to win that night, and seeing that place packed like that, a lot of fans I hadn't seen in a while that were back. So it was awesome to see them, and hopefully they can come back out and support some more races. But we've had big followings, like you said about the we used to, Big Diamond, he used to say when I ran for Fran Purcell, between my fans and the fans for the Purcells up there, I think pretty much the whole grandstand did come out.
Yeah.
There might have been about 3 up there, and they were the ones that were booing, but that was
exactly. Come to think of it, I was there the night for your win. So the 2 times I've been to Grandview, you guys have won.
Yeah, when
we'll
you
come back
again?
often.
So there you have it. There you have it. Yeah.
Were you sitting with the Amish people?
No. I regret that, though.
You were in turn 4.
I missed that. No,
they
actually,
make good donuts.
I'm
Their
sure they
donuts
do.
are awesome.
Wow. Yeah, my little love nugget was in town, so that was the first time she ever went to a race, and she loved it. She thought it was so cool. Yeah, and my son-in-law has never seen a dirt track race before in his life, so he thought it was really
Did you
cool.
sit him right on the front row in turn 1 for high laps?
No, my nephew and his wife and kids happened to be there, and they were sitting like to the left of the flagger stand. So it wasn't bad there at all. It was actually pretty decent seats, and they had a blast. They had been there before. My nephew and his wife and his family had been there before, but my daughter called me Saturday morning and said, Dad, I can't believe I'm saying this, but they want to go to Grandview tonight. I'm like, that's so cool. She's like, yeah. My daughter just grew up around racing, grew up around Grandview and everything. It's not that she doesn't like racing, but it's just like she's just over it. It's just that simple. But no, it was cool. So it was great to see both of you guys win. So, Barry, do you have anything else to add?
I don't. Just Tyler Koenig just reiterated that Ernie's in hospital and not doing well, so prayers.
We are very sorry to hear that. Ernie has always been one of my heroes. He's a great guy, and we wish him well. So please keep Ernie Saxton in your prayers. So, again, thank you to everybody in chat. Thank you for blowing up the chat. Thank you, Logan, for being on. I really appreciate you, man. It's always a pleasure chatting with you. Ryan, always a pleasure hanging out with you. What's her name? Thanks for being here. Leslie. Leslie, thank you. Thank you for being such a good sport. Seriously. You are awesome. You guys are great people. And just thank you for tuning in, everybody. We wish you all a good night, and may God bless each and every one of you.